Across nearly 2 decades, he has served in various roles in government and opposition. Senator Birmingham telling Parliament it's now time to move on to a new challenge.
This year I hit the big 5-0. It provided cause for gratitude on the wonderful life I've been fortunate to craft and reflection on the priorities that lie ahead. There is so much in my life that I do have reason to be thankful for. Professionally, I will leave here just short of 18 remarkable years as a senator for the great state of South Australia.
Prime Minister Anthony Albanese says Senator Birmingham is well respected on both sides of the political aisle.
He's someone who has very broad respect right across the Parliament, and he certainly has my personal respect, and he also has been into my office on a few occasions, and he's someone who is someone of integrity, who is easy to deal with.
The Premier says everyone has the right to feel safe at work and our educators are no exception. Legislation introduced to State Parliament today giving principals more power to manage parents behaving badly. Peter Malinauskas says this kind of abuse will not be tolerated.
They can be subject to a barring notice issued by a principal to prevent them from coming within 25 metres of a school site, full stop. If they're compromising the safety of parents and principals and other teachers and other parents and kids, they're out.
The hunt is continuing for 2 men after an early morning crash at Blackwood. A car ploughed into several buildings and a block of units on Main Road. The male driver and a male passenger did a runner, leaving a female in the car. The 23-year-old Christie's Beach woman has been charged with disorderly behaviour and hindering police. Patients needing life-saving medicine are waiting an average of 14 months for it to be listed on the PBS. Gabrielle Hodson has the story.
Getting a life-changing medicine approved by the Therapeutic Goods Administration is one thing, but industry body Medicines Australia says you could be waiting an estimated 442 days for it to be listed on the Pharmaceutical Benefit Scheme. If you can't wait, you're looking at bills worth thousands of dollars. News Corp says more than a dozen oncology experts and patient groups have thrown their support behind a federal fund that would pay for access for people with no alternative treatments. Medicines Australia says the bridging funding is vital and should be an urgent priority.
The consumer watchdog is suing Webjet. The online travel booking website is being accused of misleading customers about flight prices and bookings over a 5-year period. US Ambassador to Australia, Caroline Kennedy, has thanked her embassy staff as she prepares to head home. They've enjoyed a traditional Thanksgiving lunch in Canberra.
I really couldn't have done anything here in Australia without all of you. You taught me so much about this country, and you provide the continuity that makes this embassy work.
Now turning to 5AA Sport.
Visit Sports Card World for Christmas gift ideas, including the latest sports cards and gaming cards. Regent Arcade.
To cricket, and Australia has added uncapped 30-year-old all-rounder Beau Webster to its squad for the second test against India in Adelaide. Adelaide has signed former North Melbourne player Blake Drury for its Sandford team in 2025, while Port has signed Rome Burgoyne, brother of Jace, son of Peter, to play for its Sandford side next year. Suns recruit Daniel Rioli might need knee surgery after injuring himself during pre-season training. And Australia's most capped soccer player, Claire Polkinghorne, is preparing to make her final appearance in national colours when the Matildas play Brazil tonight. Now checking 5AA traffic.
The buttery new toffee nut flavoured iced latte has arrived at McCafe. Try it today for a limited time.
Afternoon at Torrensville. Got a dirty great sinkhole to look out for this afternoon. That's less than ideal. Hindley Beach Road at Jervois Street. Also got some works happening at Linden Park, Burst Watermain there, Port Rice Road near Sturdy Street, and Door Park, Agent Gasworks, Goodwood Road near Dawes Road. Cameras this afternoon, Barramundi Drive, Hullard Cove, and Cottage Lane at Hackham. Zoom into My Car Tyre and Auto this Black Tyre Day and get 50% off all Pirelli tyres. Offer available November 29 only. Book at mycar.com.au. T's and C's apply. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Now the 5AA weather.
Get the Toyota Forklift Advantage. Visit toyotamaterialhandling.com.au.
Cloudy this afternoon, a possible late shower tomorrow 25, Saturday a possible shower 24, cloud clearing on Sunday 26. Right now it's 19 degrees. Now let's check what's happening on 9 News tonight.
I'm Alice Monfries. Tonight, shocking pictures as an out-of-control car slams into buildings at Blackwood, the driver now on the run. Buyer beware, a scam warning for shoppers amid the Black Friday madness. Punishing parents for online posts, the new SA crackdown. And the pop star of the century has been named, and it's not who you think. 9 News, your news, nightly at 6 on 9 and 9 now.
Stay informed, get involved. 5AA, always Adelaide. The 5AA Sports Show.
Get around the little bar!
Stephen Rowe and Tim Jennifer.
Take the beauty!
Yes, 7 minutes after 4. Good afternoon on this Thursday. We're easing slowly towards the weekend, which is always a good thing. Lots of little bits and pieces around in sport today. Some sports stories with a little bit more surprise to them than others. Timmy and Rowey, good afternoon.
Yeah, g'day, Sam. Good to see that you're with us. I really appreciate you coming in. Overcast conditions out there today. Be part of the show, 8223 0000. You may have heard the tease with Stacey Lee. We will be talking backyard cricket stories, the rules of the backyard cricket, what you use for stumps, who was the wicketkeeper, what was the wicketkeeper. There'll be all sorts of different pastimes out there in our great backyards as I will let you know as soon as Stephen Rowe puts his headphones on.
Where has he been?
Oh, look,
he's still...
He's just joining us. It's
Sorry,
good.
Timmy.
No, it's good of you to come in, mate.
2 minutes late.
It's good of you to come in.
People don't want to hear the dirty linen of us, but I couldn't find my headphones, and then I couldn't find my book, then I couldn't find my notes.
Yeah.
So I'm flapping around out there, blaming everyone. I thought somebody had hit him.
Yeah.
So, Timmy, apologise. It's your opener. Very tardy of me.
Yes.
And let's get into it.
Yeah,
that's a fine.
Right, yeah. Well,
wow.
Yeah, I was once told. I was once told everything that happens to you is because of you. Do not fall into the world of blame and excuses, and that's what it sounds like.
No, but I
just
didn't.
happened.
No, but I told you the reason. I couldn't find my headphones. Then somebody must have hid my book, and I couldn't find it. Anyway, I'm late and I'm here.
And what does preparation prevent? PPP. Correct, exactly right. I was about to say, because preparation is important, and overcast conditions are normally very good, and I did hear you mention about a fine or a suspension. Normally on a Thursday, I'll give you a golf update.
Oh, yes.
Oh, please.
Yeah, so
this is what this is all about.
Yeah,
you had to pad till I come in, and we've stuffed up the time that you want to talk about your golf. Well, this would want to be good.
Well, it's not. Yeah, it's not good.
You lost?
So, no. So my friend that I normally play against, he said, I'm away. I'm going to Tasmania for a week, holiday.
Oh,
beautiful.
Good on him.
I said, all the best. Have a great time. He said, do you want me to book you in? Get your other mate to play. I said, oh, yeah, no worries. He's a pretty good golfer.
You got two mates, two golf mates.
Two golf mates.
Oh,
so,
you're blessed.
At this stage. Anyway, so I have played today, and he's checked in with me, and I'll read it verbatim. He said, hey, mate, I hope you didn't let the visitor take the chocolates this morning. I said, I could not have played worse.
Oh, wow. So you were throwing out a rhythm.
Well, good. I can blame him. Yeah. Remember? Falling into the world of blame and excuses. And he said, oh, you're kidding. He said, you could be up for relegation.
Oh, no.
And I said, suspension indefinitely? So how do you get suspended from a social game at Regency?
Well, I got suspended.
That's how bad I'm playing.
I had the same three blokes for at least 5 years play at my tennis court in my backyard, and we'd have beers that I'd put on, I'd mow it, do all of that, we'd have a spa, we'd have all this fun, and then after about 3 years, I started getting a bit crook, and I got sacked off my own tennis court.
Oh, what, and they still came?
They got a friend.
Oh, you're making me feel better already.
They played in a four.
Are you kidding?
This one particular summer, and then I ended up selling the house. I said, well, that's it then. That is no word of a lie.
Oh, that is much better. I feel much better already.
So Darren Jarman, if you're listening.
Oh, yeah. It sounds like him.
He sacked me from my own court.
Wow. That is gold. That is gold. I do like that. I do feel better already. I will pick my game up. Don't worry. That was pathetic. Anywho, now, hey, did you hear this story last night? Channel 7's Josh Money broke this. Matty Nix, he's off to school.
Friday's session here at West Lakes will be Matthew Nix's last of 2024. 7 News understands that the coach is going back to school. He will swap West Lakes for the east coast of America, where he'll spend time at the prestigious Harvard Business School. It's all part of a professional development trip that will also include visits to some of the biggest sporting teams in the world. Nix will rub shoulders with NBA champions, the Boston Celtics, and NFL powerhouse, the Green Bay Packers. It's a similar overseas trip to ones taken by other senior coaches like Sam Mitchell, Adam Simpson and Nathan Buckley.
I've heard of these before. He just mentioned, he rattled a few off. Only thing I reckon timing-wise, it's normally a bit earlier than this. Normally post-season they sort of pop off and the like, not sort of late November, early December. That's probably the timing of it is a bit confusing for me. What do you make of it?
Well, they do say this period up to Christmas you can get a lot of credits in the bank for your team and getting how you want to play and disciplines and structures and all that sort of stuff. I understand it, and I'll tell you why I understand it. And I'll try and explain it by this. Crows are all in on Matty Nix, we know that. Re-signed him this year. Believe he is the club's next premiership coach.
I'm confident, as well as the club and the board, that he's going to be our next premiership coach. So when you know, you back him in, and we think it was the right thing to do.
Fair enough. They're all in. Now the club held an internal football department review after that Richmond loss. A couple of us, swung from the trees with that, weren't that happy. I haven't seen nor read the findings, but clearly coaching was in the spotlight. It had to have been, because they made one appointment since then. One appointment.
Murray Davis.
And what's Murray Davis?
He is the director of coaching.
He's the director of coaching. So now they're going to send Matty to what we call a self-development course at Harvard. And again, nothing to look at there. Other people have. The timing of it, people can question it. But it points to me again that clearly from that review, coaching was the area that needed strengthening. Now, if Matty Nix can go away and improve in areas that he needs to, he gets my support. The other thing is it's just about the timing, and I don't think the timing is terribly good, but I support Nixie doing this. I think it's a great thing. If he gets out of it what he needs to get out of it.
Maybe we can find out a bit more about the timing as such and all the rest of it, because I think any knowledge you can gain absolutely is fantastic. That's what education's all about.
Well, if you have a look at the fixture, if you have a look at the players they've added, and again, the list management says since 2020 we've delivered the team he's wanted. He's had, 6 years now, so that's 6 drafts.
Yeah, going into his 6th season.
Yes, but he's had 6 drafts.
Yep.
He's going into his 6th season. So he's pretty much got the team now that he wants, hasn't he? He's got his DNA and fingerprints all over it. So there is no doubt in my mind he is 100%, he'd know it. He's got the spotlight on him. He needs to deliver, and they need to deliver finals. And I saw something in the Twitter account. They listed the top 5 coaches under the most pressure. All of them had Matty Nix tops.
Okay.
Well, you look at the list. You look at all that. He needs to deliver.
Interesting thing on that,
He needs to get them in the finals. End of story. So well done. Go and better yourself.
I agree with that. They did appoint him before the season started for another 2, so he's got 2 years to run on.
That's
on
exactly
a contract.
right. That's exactly right. So again, Tim Silvers is in the gun, the board's in the gun, the footy director's in the gun. Everyone that made that decision, they're all in on him.
Yeah.
You heard what Tim Silvers just said. He's our next coach.
Yeah.
So go away and better yourself. Right, let's get some more people around him. Let's strengthen that area. They clearly in their heads think they've got the list now. See, I don't, but good enough to make the finals. No excuses next year. But they clearly think he's got the list. And they clearly think he's the man.
Yeah.
They clearly need to make finals next year.
So the progression it was expected probably to be a finals appearance
this year.
24.
Yep.
Now has to be 25.
It has to be. It has to be. And we get the reasons behind that. We can go all over it. But have your say.
Yeah.
You support it or you don't. I support it. If they're all in, well, let's get him better.
Okay, well done. Rome Burgoyne, you may have heard in the news, has joined Port Adelaide's SNFL side, so he'll be a part of that. He's one of the younger lads that they've picked up with young Montgomery as well. So Franco, he's
good name.
He's going to play as well.
Burgoyne, good name.
So all good young fellas will get a bit of a go there, which is great, and he gets to train with his brother at times as well, so that's great as well. Terrific stuff there. Hey, the Australian 11, squad, actually, I think it's 15 of them coming out here on Monday. Bo Webster's been added to the squad. Now, that's because they think Mitch Marsh has got some soreness, or I think it's an injury that he's obviously got to overcome. And then Bo Webster's on standby, so he'll
as the
travel with him.
all-rounder?
And yeah, as the all-rounder, and he's a big fella. He's 200 centimetres, throws it down, bats well for a big fella as well, the Tasmanian. But George Bailey, just yesterday, he was asked, any changes?
No, the same squad is there today will be in Adelaide. Yeah.
Do you think you need to make changes?
No, we've got a bit of time, so we'll work through that.
No, don't think we need to make any changes, and there won't be any changes to the squad. And then all of a sudden, Bo Webster. So there we go. There's one change, I reckon.
Yeah, I think that
straight
is.
away.
Well, if you're not going to, I mean, we all love George Bailey. Well, we don't. Really,
not all of us.
What was Cornsey saying? George bloody Bailey, God, he loved playing against the Redbacks back in the day. Yeah, well, don't say anything.
Yeah, just say, hey, look, we'll just have a look and see. But the squads are all okay. If they're all okay, we'll take that squad into Adelaide.
Well, there might be some changes. We don't know yet. We're going through it. I don't know a lot about that, Webster.
So he's actually a very good run scorer and wicket taker. So just think about this, where this stacks up in the history of Shield cricket. Last summer, he became just the second player ever in Sheffield Shield history, after Sir Garfield Sobers, mind you, to score 900 runs in a season and take 30 wickets.
That'll do.
So,
Timmy,
both those are
not
good.
bad.
Both those are good.
Not bad.
I don't reckon Cam Green's ever done that.
Don't think so.
And he's out, I know, with the back. But he is 200 centimetres.
I'm with you.
Gee, I like
Tasmanian.
the cut of this boy's jib.
Yeah, so they're good numbers.
They're
And you know what?
great numbers.
Again, it's one of the criteria of selection. Form. Got to be in form.
So his Australia A form against India A, only a couple of weeks back, 61 not out, 46 not out, and took 6 wickets for the game.
That'll do.
That's not bad.
Again, form. Thank you. That's the good selection, George. Well done, George.
He sounds like Bumrah and Virat Kohli rolled into one. I'll have him.
Well,
because that's who beat us, those two.
Never know your opportunities.
I can't wait for
Hopefully
next
that comes
Friday.
up.
Hey, the test is here next week.
It's exciting, it is. And let's
Love
make
it.
a much better fist of it here in Adelaide. Hey, yeah, we were talking about backyard cricket stories. I heard you pre-promote it with Stacey Lee, and I thought that we could get people's, everybody had different rules in the backyard. And I know when I was a young fella, we used to play out the backyard, and I heard Stacey mention to you about windows, and it triggered a memory for me. And we used to play out our backyard at Mansfield Park, and of course that'd be us. There's a lot of Genevers, of course, and then you'd get a couple of mates to play. You could have 5-on-5 easily, no worries. But we'd play in the backyard, and we'd use a sort of semi-hard ball. Sometimes the old corky, remember those compound corkies and the like? But you get a bit of bounce out of the pitch because it was...
Kikuyu?
Well, there was a bit of kikuyu, then there was a bit of gravel, then there was a bit of cement.
Okay.
So it was, it could hit anything, and anything could happen. And sometimes it'd slip out the hand if somebody was angry and trying to kill you, and go full toss at your head. So
and you'd end up a chucker.
You'd
throw it.
Exactly. We were batting up against the wall, but there was a little louver window. You remember the louvers?
Yeah.
And it was
into the outside dunny?
Into the bathroom.
Bathroom, yeah.
And unfortunately, sometimes, bang, one would go through, hit, and if mum and dad heard it or whatever, they'd go, yeah. So what used to happen, the old man used to do shift work. If we were playing out the back and one hit, it was like all hands on deck, run in quickly, get the dustpan and brush, sweep it all up, and the old man had boxes of them at the back of the shed. We'd just steal a louver and put one back, nothing happened.
Nothing to look at here.
But you know what I eventually did in backyard cricket, which a lot of people may not have, and I heard you say, you hit it over the fence,
six and out.
Right.
We were 6 and out.
I eliminated the 6
because
my mate, and we claim that we invented T20 cricket.
Oh, really?
Because we wanted to speed it up. So we used to give 20 deliveries each. And he used to go the cheap shot over the fence to
You're
win
the Kerry
game.
Packer of the backyard.
So we made a rule. If it goes over a neighbour's fence, it's 6. And it's no score, out. And you have to jump the fence to get the ball.
You got to fox your own, you know what.
Correct.
Yep.
But if you were good enough, because we batted down at the back of the yard, if you were good enough to loft it over the house into the front road, and you ran around and found it,
that's 6.
6, not out.
And not out.
How's that for a rule? How's that for a rule?
Everyone had rules, didn't they?
What did you have different?
Oh, well, everyone had the one hand, one bounce. We had definitely 6 and out. Auto wiki. We had an interesting one that we used to have so many arguments about LB. So after about 3 summers of backyard cricket, you beat the bat Doesn't matter if it's going down leg, it's too high.
It's hit you in the leg.
It hits you in the leg, plumb LB.
Wow.
Up goes the finger.
How
so
good.
You think about it.
How many wickets did you get? Just the one?
I wasn't a very good bowler, but that was one that we bought in. But everyone, we used to mow the deck like everybody. We used to have the tennis ball wrapped in that. What was it?
Electrical tape.
The electrical tape and all that
Swing.
sort of. Swing it.
Oh, beautiful. Yeah. My mate.
We had Kikuyu lawn. My dad loved lawn. And
you cut it nice and short? He allowed you to?
Yeah. And every now and then you just throw a couple of pebbles there when your brother wasn't looking, because if you hit a pebble,
bang,
ding.
Yeah. My mate, the swing ball was great, but when he bowled it full toss on my head, he wasn't happy that it didn't really hurt.
Yeah.
So he brought a dog ball from a pet shop.
They can get hard.
Took the bell out of it and bowled it full toss at my head one day, and I didn't read it properly. Hit me right in the scon near the temple. I collapsed into the shed, and I went over, and he thought he'd killed me, and I just laid on the ground and made out I was unconscious.
Tim, you played dead.
Oh, God, yeah, I played dead. He absolutely crapped himself.
But backyard cricket stories, we've all got them. Share them.
Absolutely. 8223 0000. We've got a $50 Powers voucher on the line. We'll give a couple away tonight because we've been a bit stingy. Give us a call and tell us your backyard cricket story and or special rules.
Yeah.
Everybody had a special rule in the backyard.
Everyone's backyard rules were unique. Everyone's backyard was unique. How did you do it? We'd love to hear everyone's stories tonight. 8223 0000. Brad Crouch, recently retired, is going to join us on the show tonight. We'll talk Adelaide International with Alicia Mollick. Now, this is a good one for Port fans. Be listening if you're a member. The member-elect board positions are open right now for voting. George Fiarchi, Rob Snowden and Chris Fittridge are the three candidates. We will hear from all three of them tonight. Brendan Doggett from the Sackers. We'll talk Matildas, we'll talk Adelaide Giants, and of course we've got loads of tickets to the Reds, 36ers, Giants, all things you like. 8223 0000.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show.
5AA's Variety Radiothon is back this Friday with your chance to bid on some great auction items, as well as the opportunity to donate towards this great SA charity. This year, our friends at Cochrane's Transport are matching dollar-for-dollar donations that come through on Radiothon Day. Cochrane's is a great locally owned family business that picks up and delivers your parcels across Metro and regional SA every night. Cochrane's Transport, supporting Radiothon. To bid or find out more, visit 5AA.com.au.
If you're ready for the legendary Hilux, your journey starts at the brand new Jarvis Toyota, Brighton Road, Somerton Park. Save across the entire Hilux range, unbreakable since 1968, including the first ever Hilux GR Sport, inspired with Dakar DNA. Hilux GR Sport is available now and boasting more power and torque. Jarvis Toyota, Brighton Road, Somerton Park, proudly celebrating 23 years of great deals. Visit their brand new showroom today.
Thinking of painting and don't know where to start?
We do, because we know paint at Crowey's.
So, visit Crowey's. And while you're there, join Crowey's Club to get 10% off everything.
We know paint at Crowey's.
Oh, your backyard cricket stories. What were your rules? Here's a good one from Jeff. My daughter, when young, had a rule. Over the fence was 9 now.
9?
Now, why 9? There was innings I never made 9.
Yeah. Hey, Jeff, give us a ring, mate. I want to know why 9, because that encourages more people to hit it over the fence.
It does.
Yeah.
Hey, Foodland stores, they're local, independently owned supermarkets. Over 90 stores across SA. They are indeed the mighty South Aussies, passionate about providing great food and all your favourite brands, along with some of the best supermarket experiences in the world.
I'll tell you how good Foodland are. They produced the AFLW Best and Fairest this year, Eb Marinoff, didn't they?
They did.
Ebony as an employee.
She started it.
Correct. And I'll tell you what, that's why they are passionate about providing their customers with fresh, local produce, full range of groceries and personalised service. They have competitive prices, we know that. Great value always lives at Foodland. And don't forget, check your letterbox. Actually, we did it last night. Came in, sat down, have a look at the old catalogue, roll through it, pick out the bargains. The kids are grabbing them at the moment because the grandkids are looking for Christmas presents. So, but you can get it straight to your inbox as well.
Yeah, great work. So when fresh really does count, great food lives at Foodland. They are the mighty South Aussies.
5AA's Tech Talk with your host, Adelaide Tech Guy Richard Pascoe. Thanks to Harvey Norman Computers.
Black Friday sales are huge. It's the ideal time to get into Harvey Norman if you're thinking of upgrading a Windows computer. Get up to 35% off all Windows computers during the Black Friday sales. Yep, 35% off. You'll also get a great price on these 2 Acer PCs. Acer Aspire Go is down to just $568. That is powered by an Intel i5 chip, and you don't normally find PCs with that sort of power under $600. There's also the Acer Aspire Lite with 16 gig of RAM, powered by the even bigger Intel i7 chip, and that's only $798. Get your favourite tech for less during the Black Friday sale at Harvey Norman.
Check out this great offer at a Harvey Norman store near you.
What's on your wish list this Christmas? For people like Tanya, trapped in the unrelenting cost of living crisis, their wishes are much more desperate.
I wish I could pay the rent this week and have some money for food. I wish I could give the kids a treat. I wish I didn't feel so helpless.
Vinnie's needs your urgent support right now to give people like Tanya emergency relief this Christmas and beyond. Donate to the Vinnie's Christmas Appeal today. vinnies.org.au.
Everyday items locked in at low prices for longer. There's more ways than ever to save at Foodland.
The 5AA Sports Show, Rowey and Timmy G.
27 after 4. Brad Crouch coming up at 4:30, and we're taking your calls, 8223 0000. Your unique backyard cricket rules and stories. We'd love to get your experiences tonight. Let's check your roads first.
Torrensville, a really big sinkhole to look out for. Henley Beach Road near Jervois Street. Linden Park, a burst water main. Port Rush Road near Sturdy Street. And Door Park Urgent Gasworks, Goodwood Road near Dawes Road. Slow South Road, Edwardstown with the camera, Sheriffs Road, Morford Vale. It's big, it's crazy. It's the Chemist Warehouse Fragrance Frenzy Sale. All your favourite big brand fragrances are on sale now. Shop in-store or online. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Yes, give us your backyard cricket stories. We got quite a few. All rules. One of our own, Damien Squire, Squizzy,
yes,
he likes to contribute to the show. He said, Steve Hamilton and I used to live together. Backyard cricket, the orange and lemon tree in the backyard, they're great fielders. But if you hit one of those trees and an orange or lemon dropped, you're out. That is a great rule.
That's a
great rule.
Hello, Jason, you got one?
Hey guys, you wouldn't bother backyard because we use the nature strip. We play on there.
Okay.
Yes.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, absolutely. Street cricket too, Jason, was a big thing in our area where all the families would come out and play against each other. And
the worst thing was the neighbours with their cars driving past you to keep stopping.
Well, that was the thing, Jace. You had to take the stumps quickly off, didn't you? And when the cars came down. But Sticks Phillips reckons we had better.
What about Tippy Go?
Oh, Tippy Go was the go on the street.
We had Tippy Go.
Yeah, you had to because it was a pretty hard wicket, wasn't it, Jace?
We use tree stumps sometimes. We just use the trees and mark on a tree, so that's a stump.
Yeah, that's not silly.
Or the stove pole. The stove pole's a big one.
Yeah,
we used to just paint our wickets on the little wheelie bin when they came out, but we didn't have wheelie bins when we were little. Just a little stainless steel one.
Yeah, we used to have the plastic ones.
The plastic ones.
Yeah, with the black lid on it. Yeah.
Draw a couple little stumps on there and away you went. Hello, Helen.
Yeah, hi. We were the street back in Nailsworth 60 years ago.
Wow.
We had the crease painted on the road, went out there, from the council, painted the crease on the road. We had wooden crates for wickets, but the best part about it was it's always in front of our house because our front veranda had louvers, and we used the louvers as scoreboard.
Oh,
so all the kids
brilliant!
Had their names stuck on the louvers.
Oh, that's cool! Brilliant!
In there counting all the runs. So it was,
Looked like a scoreboard.
Yeah, we had our own scoreboard, and it was massive because it was so big. It was the front veranda.
Oh,
and
Helen, that is brilliant.
Cars would come up the road. We'd have to take the crates off the road to let the cars go by, but they'd all slow down because they'd be looking at the scoreboard.
Oh, what a story. Have you got something for Helen?
That? Oh,
that's a cracker to get us started.
She can get the first $50 voucher for Pals.
Helen, thank you. Mate. What a great story.
They are great.
How elaborate is that? That is brilliant.
But you look back at your
childhood. You remember they were the old grocery
that's
fruit
it. We all had them, the old wooden ones.
Yeah.
Or the milk crate. It takes you back, doesn't it? You hear that?
Exactly.
Some of my fondest memories We're in the summer, the backyard, playing cricket with the family.
Well, I was out in the street when she was saying it. I
Thanks,
felt all the vibes of that, Helen. That was
Yeah.
brilliant.
Well done.
Thank you.
Yeah, everyone's got the creativity with their backyard or front yard cricket. We'd love to hear yours. 8223 0000.
The 5AA Sports Show with Rowey and Timmy G. This is 5AA News. Always Adelaide.
Good afternoon, Mel Usher with the latest news headlines. South Australian Senator Simon Birmingham is quitting politics after almost 2 decades for a senior role in the private sector. Heidelberg Cakes has gone into liquidation. Sean Diddy Combs has again been denied bail by a judge as he awaits trial on sex trafficking charges. And in sport, Bo Webster has been added to Australia's squad for next week's second test against India in Adelaide. Now checking 5AA traffic.
The buttery new toffee nut flavoured iced latte has arrived at McCafe. Try it today for a limited time.
A couple of crashes to look out for this afternoon. One at Glandore, Anzac Coyote, Beckburn Street. Another one at Ridleyton, Torrens Road at South Road. And Torrensville, really big sinkhole to look out for the drive home. Henley Beach Road near Jervois Street. Busy Education Road, Happy Valley. And a camera, Oak Ridge Road, Aberfoyle Park. Hurry to Dan Murphy's for today's Black Friday Daily Deal. La Planchelier, Cabernet d'Anjou Rosé, France. $10 for members. Today only. Choose a drink wise. T's and C's apply. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
The 5AA forecast, partly cloudy tonight down to 14, a possible late shower tomorrow 25. Right now it's 19 degrees. We'll have more news at 5 and as it happens on 5AA.
David Penberthy and Will Goodings. 5AA Breakfast.
This is interesting. Mission Australia has surveyed almost 7,500 participants aged between 15 and 19. And interestingly, 56% of them say cost of living is their main concern.
This is a big political story, this one.
The Albanese government right now is like the person who drives onto the Oban track despite all the signage, the red flashing lights and everything saying stop, go back.
Adelaide's leading breakfast show.
That is the best political analogy I've ever heard.
Weekdays from 6 a.m. on 5AA. Always Adelaide.
$20,000. Sounds awesome, yeah? Imagine winning it. Edwardstown Mazda and only Edwardstown Mazda is giving you the chance to win $20,000. Buy a new, demo or used car from Edwardstown Mazda during their incredible 2024 plate clearance sale and you're in the draw. Why would you go anywhere else? Your dream Mazda and $20,000?
It's gotta be
Edwardstown Mazda, the #1 destination for Mazda in SA. T's and C's apply. T24/1786.
A potential vaccine to fight a bacteria responsible for life-threatening pneumonia in the very young and elderly has been developed in South Australia, and Fusion Clinical Research has been asked to trial this vaccine. For this important study, Fusion is seeking people aged 70 and over. If you want to take part in this important trial, go to fusiontrials.com.au or call Fusion on 08 7077 6996. You will be paid for your time.
Just call Ken Hall. We'll be there anytime at all. Just call Ken Hall.
Are leaky pipes or blocked drains causing you trouble? Just call Ken. Ken Hall offers expert leak detection and pipe relining. We can even repair your pipes from the inside without digging up your garden. Our experienced team ensures fast and reliable service. Working for you since 1983, just call Ken.
Just call Ken Hall.
Sail away with Silver Sea and Phil Hoffman Travel. Our most generous offer ever. Up to $10,000 saving per suite on more than 550 worldwide ocean and expedition voyages. Plus, you can join the Platinum Cruise Club for a bonus $300 shipboard credit per suite. Experience all-inclusive, ultra-luxurious ocean travel with small ship intimacy with Silver Sea. Hurry, bookings close December 2nd. Phil Hoffman Travel. Visit pht.com.au.
Are you or someone you know living with epilepsy? 1 in 25 Australians will develop epilepsy at some stage in their lives. The Epilepsy Centre in Adelaide is dedicated to raising awareness in the community to reduce the stigma and create a more welcoming and inclusive society. We do this by providing epilepsy awareness and seizure first aid to people living with epilepsy, their families and friends. Thanks to state government funding, we can offer this education at no cost. For more information, go to epilepsycentre.org.au.
Everyday items locked in at low prices for longer. There's more ways than ever to save at Foodland.
The 5AA Sports Show, Rowey and Timmy G.
25 minutes to 5. Coming up after 5, we'll meet all of Port Adelaide's 3 member elect board position candidates. George Fiacci, Rob Snowden and Chris Fittridge. We'll find out what they are going to put forward to the club. Alicia Mollick to join us shortly, but we're taking your calls as well. What were the backyard cricket rules you played in your yard with growing up? 8223 0000.
Well, our next guest was always a favourite of mine, Brad Crouch. He was picked 2 back in 2011. That's that mini draft, the GWS one.
I've forgotten all about
Played 95 games for the Crows, included the 2019 BNF, the grand final, we know that. Moved to St Kilda in 21. We'll talk about that. Played 66 odd games. He joins us now. Brad, well done, mate. A mighty AFL career.
Yeah, thanks for having me, boys. Appreciate it. Bit of a relief.
Is it a relief? You blew your knee. Talk about that and talk us through that process, Brad.
Yeah, mate, it happened reasonably quickly, to be honest. It only really got sore halfway through 23, so I've sort of only had a year and a half. But, yeah, once it started getting sore, it got worse and worse, and I had to keep taking more cartilage out, and then... yeah, got to a stage where now I can never play footy again.
Gee whiz.
So it's that bad, Brad?
At 30?
Yeah, well, yeah, if I was older, I'd probably be in for a knee replacement. So,
God.
Yeah, so it really deteriorated really fast, and that's what can happen with it's sort of on the lateral side of my knee, and it's sort of just got a little bit. Yeah, it just really went downhill really fast.
Yeah. So the first word that came out your mouth then was relief. Relief that you don't have to push yourself anymore, or relief that you can now move on. What's the relief over, Brad?
Yeah, a bit of both, to be honest. When I had a lot of time, I had 2 surgeries on it, 2 clean-outs on it, and, but it just kept being the same. So, I got to a stage where I sort of had no real option other than, if I went in, I could probably get a surgery that gave me some sort of hope, but it was a pretty drastic surgery, and there was no real guarantee. I was probably 5 or 6% chance of playing AFL again. So I just weighed it all up, and in the end, it was a pretty easy decision, to be honest. And I've sort of been ready for a while, and it just made the call.
Okay. You reflect back, I mentioned in the opening, you came over in 2011, well, that draft, that whole next year you had to play at West Adelaide. Do you look back at your career with real pride, no regrets?
Yeah, no, not at all, mate. Yeah, I played 160 odd games. I probably missed over 100 with injury. I think it was a bit over even, maybe 110 with injury, which, a lot of that stuff was impacting that. I felt like I gave it me all, and I think by the end of it I was pretty worn down as well. I've got to have a lot of stuff that I wanted to do as well, and footy's not the be and end all for me anymore. The only regret I don't know if it's a regret, but it would have been nice to win that 2017 grand final.
Yeah. Hey, Brad, you got I suppose a lot of guys love to have the opportunity to play with their brother. You got that opportunity, and one of the strange things, I reckon in cricket, I think Steve Waugh got dropped for his brother Mark to make his debut. You actually got injured and allowed Matty to come in and make his debut. So it was a little bit of synergy there, mate, but it must have been great to play with him.
Yeah, exactly. It was. It was, it's pretty special to look back on. Probably when I moved back over, it was probably a time where, we played together for a while and sort of felt like we both wanted to go and go and play our sort of own way, I guess, and not be put in the same basket all the time a little bit as well. And so that, I was definitely, I felt like, I never regretted moving to St Kilda. I've absolutely loved playing at St Kilda, and I think it's been probably the best thing for both of us. It's good to see Matt going so well now, and I think just overall, just lucky to, reflect on it and say that you got to play AFL for a long time with your brother.
Well, do you still hold the record? You guys had the record disposals in a season of 1,202, which is phenomenal. Broke I think the Corns brothers record at the time. So do you still hold that one together?
Yeah, I think we do. I think we might hold the one for most in a game. I think we had 88 or something in a game, 87 in a game together. But I reckon the Dacos boys are coming for that.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Good point.
They can rattle it up. Let's jump to when players retire, you go back to the key moments. I know you won a BNF in 2019, but let's go back to 2017. Do you wake up in the middle of the night and go, bloody, what happened? Like, have you come to peace with it? I know you can't turn back the clock, but how do you mull it over in your head, Brad?
Yeah, tough one. It pops up, I reckon, pretty regularly in the head. I'd be lying if I said it didn't. But, yeah, I've probably always been throughout my career. I've been pretty quick, particularly as I got older and a bit wiser, to sort of get over losses and get over things a lot quicker. And it is what it is. At least Richmond ended up being one of the greatest teams ever. It's not like it was a fluke that they beat us on that day. So that's where I took a little bit of solace in that.
Yeah. Sanderson, I mean, sadly, Phil Walsh, we didn't have enough of him. Don Pike and now Ross Lyon. You had quite a collection of coaches. Does any of them stand out?
Oh, I'd definitely say Phil Walsh and Ross Lyon, definitely. Like, they just got something special about them. I love Pikey as well. Pikey was just a great all-round coach, a very, very good thinker and very smart and strategic. You take out bits and pieces from all of them. They got all different strengths and stuff, but I found probably my style of coach was more so the Ross and Phil Walsh style, which I really loved.
Yeah. You would have had Matty Nix then, wouldn't have you? For a bit.
Yeah, I had Matty for a year.
Yeah, that's it. So the end of 2020 was when you went to St Kilda. So what happened for that to come to the head, Brad?
Yeah, it was just more so I sort of throughout that year, to and fro, whether to stay, whether to go. And like I sort of said before, I sort of felt like the direction the club was heading at that stage was for youth and stuff like that as well. And I was, I think, 26, 27 at the time. St Kilda just made finals for the first time in a few years. And needed to pick up some more experienced players, and it just suited me really. The move to Melbourne was a bit of a nervy one for me, but I absolutely love it now. So it's been awesome. I've absolutely loved it. And the St Kilda Footy Club's been absolutely unbelievable the whole way through. I absolutely adore that footy club.
Well, that's great news, Brad. Hey, with your knee, at 30 years too young to get a replacement, of course, but are you going to... I read here there's a procedure called something I can't pronounce, osteotomy or something.
Osteotomy.
Yeah, right.
Yep.
Realigns the knee, apparently. Is that something you'll have done?
Yeah, I was actually going to get it done in October at one stage, but I've postponed it now. Just now that I'm hardly doing anything, I'm trying to go to the gym occasionally, but I'm really struggling to get motivation when there's no footy to be played. So I just thought I'd put it off and get stuck into work instead and concentrate on that, because it's not, although it's sore a lot, when I don't do much, I can easily live with the pain, or a little bit of pain every now and then. But it's just the fact that I wouldn't be able to change direction or take off or anything like that would allow me to play AFL again.
No, certainly. Well, tell us about the role you've got, industrial real estate at Colliers. What's that all about? Tell us all about that.
Yeah, that's right. So when I first came over 3.5-4 years ago, I started up doing 1 day a week, and I sort of did 1-2 days a week up until this year. And then when the knee was no good this year, I started going in sort of 3 or 4 times a week. And my best mate's the national director in our North team, and so I've sort of been there for a while. So it was always the plan to go straight in after footy, and luckily enough, there's a job there for me. So I'll go straight into that.
Oh,
so
come on, mate.
I've been really lucky, and they're a great company, international company.
Yeah.
So I've absolutely loved that.
Yeah, you'll do well. So no coaching on the horizon or anything? Footy's done for you, Brad, at this stage?
I'm coaching, senior assistant coaching out at Noble Park at a local footy club.
Oh,
I'm on the way out there now, believe it or not. So, I'll do a little bit of that. But, AFL coaching, early, probably 3 or 4 years ago, I really started thinking about it and did all my courses and that. Now I'm just sort of, I don't know. I just feel like I'm a little bit more interested in other stuff and probably want to get out of footy for a little while.
Yeah, well, you've got that makeup a bit like me, where it won't be too long before you're over 100 kilo, Brad. So look after yourself, please.
Oh, yeah, well, you remind me what, mate. I'll have a bet with you on that one.
Yeah, don't use him as a role model, for God's sakes.
No, I've never been Brad's role model. Brad, you gave it...
I was going to say, don't worry, I've seen my old man as well. I don't think it's going to be any good for me. It doesn't look good.
but that's why I said it. I know your dad, and that's why I said it. Hey, Brad, you gave us a lot of joy throughout your career. Your best, you're absolutely elite. I loved you out at the Crows, and you soldiered on there at St Kilda. The knee didn't quite get you there. Whatever you do, you'll do it well, Brad. Thanks for your time.
No worries. Thanks, guys. Good to chat.
Well done, mate.
Yeah. We had a great year with him and his brother in
I
here.
was going to ask him, and he mentioned it himself, probably 110 games through injury.
Oh, he had
That
hammies
is
when he was young.
phenomenal.
He kept doing hammies, and then he had soft tissues, and then he...
Like, you were pretty resilient. You'd hardly miss games.
Oh,
you did a knee.
I did a knee, that was it.
Which is...
I missed
can
a whole
happen.
year with a knee.
But
that
you
was
were
it.
you were
Yeah,
pretty
not bad.
pretty
Yeah.
good. You were normally playing week in, week out. So
Well, you were the same.
I
You didn't
was,
miss a lot.
I was very fortunate as well. That is phenomenal to miss that many. I
know.
I missed 10 one year because I did a driver and I came back and I did it again. I was so frustrated at missing 10 games. I just can't imagine how you get through like that.
God, he was a jet at his best, wasn't he, Brad?
Yeah,
He
had
was a
some
jet.
good times out in the footy field. 14 minutes to 5. We'll check your traffic. Alicia Mollett coming up shortly.
A couple of crashes to look out for this afternoon. You'll find one at Glandor, Anzac Harmony, Beckman Street. Another one at Ridleyton, Torrens Road at South Road. And Torrensville, really big sinkhole to look out for the drive home. Henley Beach Road near Jervois Streets. Slow going at the moment, the parade at Norwood, getting quite busy. So Donald Bradford Drive near the airport with the Camera Education Road at Happy Valley. This Black Friday at Liquorland, get 25% off wine when you purchase 6 or more bottles and scan your flybys. Ends Sunday, exclusions and T's and C's apply. Choose to drink wise. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Good afternoon, passengers. Please have your boarding pass and identification ready.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show.
Looking to transform your home's outdoor space? Create your dream backyard with Australian Outdoor Living's exclusive pergola and custom outdoor blinds package. 5AA's Variety Radiothon is on this Friday, giving you the chance to bid on a fully installed custom pergola and outdoor blinds package, valued at $30,000, with all proceeds going to our friends at Variety, the children's charity. Visit 5AA.com.au. All thanks to Australian Outdoor Living, Variety SA, and 5AA, always Adelaide.
City Discount Tires.
Get saving now with City Discount Tires. We're offering great deals on the world's top brands in tyres, wheels, suspension and parts. Suitable for four-wheel drives, SUVs and passenger cars, including Falcon, Michelin, Pirelli, Kumho, Hankook and many more. Finance options available. Search citydiscounttires.com.au and locate your nearest dealer today. City Discount Tires. We're driven by value.
City Discount Tires.
Hello, Frank Walker from National Tiles. The National Tiles Black Friday event ends tomorrow. This is the biggest National Tiles online and in-store event of the year. Spend $4,000 will only charge you $2,750. Spend $2,000 will only charge you $1,450. Or spend $1,000 will only charge you $750. This National Tiles Black Friday event is absolutely massive. So go to nationaltiles.com.au now. But you'll have to be quick. This offer must end tomorrow.
Agostino, Mitsubishi, Nailsworth and Mawson Lakes, they're definitely in the spirit of giving.
I reckon they always are, but listen to this. They've always been great at giving service, and great service at that, but everybody knows that. What about great finance too? Yes. Great trade-ins? Yes. Great range? Yes. And if they say they're going to do something, they'll do it.
Absolutely right. But I'm talking about giving away free fuel cards.
Ooh,
How
nice.
good is this? Buy a new Triton or Pajero from Agostino Mitzi, and they'll give you a $2,500 fuel card.
How good is that?
That would be a year's supply.
But what about if I wanted an Outlander or an Eclipse Cross?
Well, okay then. You'll get a free $1,500 fuel card, plus get up to $2,000 loyalty bonuses on all Tritons.
Oh, this is unbelievable. Look, it's only for a limited time. Free fuel cards on Triton, Pajero, Outlander, Eclipse, only at Agostino, Mitsubishi, Nailsworth and Mawson Lakes.
5AA's Tech Talk with your host, Adelaide Tech Guy Richard Pascoe. Thanks to Harvey Norman Computers.
Black Friday sales are huge. It's the ideal time to get into Harvey Norman if you are thinking of upgrading a Windows computer. Get up to 35% off all Windows computers during the Black Friday sales. Yep, 35% off. You'll also get a great price on these two Acer PCs. Acer Aspire Go is down to just $598. That is powered by an Intel i5 chip, and you don't normally find PCs with that sort of power under $600. There's also the Acer Aspire Lite with 16 gig of RAM, powered by the even bigger Intel i7 chip, and that's only $798. Get your favourite tech for less during the Black Friday sale at Harvey Norman.
Check out this great offer at a Harvey Norman store near you.
What's on your wish list this Christmas? For people like Tanya, their wishes are more desperate.
I wish I could pay the rent and have some money for food.
Help people like Tanya by donating to the Vinnie's Christmas Appeal. vinnies.org.au.
Everyday items locked in at low prices for longer. There's more ways than ever to save at Foodland.
The 5AA Sports Show, Rowey and Timmy G.
9 to 5. God, Timmy's already up and
Sorry,
about.
mate. Yeah. It's this next event that's getting me up and about.
It certainly is. Hey, just before we get to it, though, congrats to Rosanna at Highbury. One of our we've still got a couple of chances for you to get on the standby list for the Silver Sea Luxury Cruise, all thanks to Phil Hoffman Travel at pht.com.au. Not too many chances left because we're drawing the winner tomorrow.
Oh, righty-o. So keep listening out for that.
Stacey Lee's going to be out there on the boat out of harbour.
Good's that? I love it. I tell you what I do love as well. This is awesome. The Adelaide International, it's coming back January 6 to 11, and we've got the tournament director on the line, Alicia Mollick. G'day, Alicia.
Good afternoon, Tim Seeger. It's a pleasure to join you. Yes, it is tennis season ramping up. It's that time of year again. We can't wait.
And look, you've done a great job so far. Every year has been excellent. But what have we got in store this year, and what names have we sort of got into the signing?
Yeah, well, it's I'm really pleased with the field we have thus far, considering we've still got more than probably a month out from the event, but incredibly excited overnight to announce Felix Auger-Aliassime to come and compete in Adelaide, a former world number 6, and plays a really exciting game. And I think he has lots of charisma, which I think the Adelaide crowd will really love. Another name, Jasmine Paolini. Now, I'm not sure if you watched the rise of Jasmine, but last year she actually lost in the first round, and since that point in time has gone on to absolutely explode on the world scene. So currently number 4 in the world, won a Olympic gold medal in doubles. She was runner-up at Wimbledon as well as the French Open. Just an incredible rise for the Italian, in general with the rest of the Italians, by the way. So really excited to welcome her. And Diana Schneider, the youngest player under 20 years of age, I think currently 18 in the world. So some great names to join, I think, Benassi, Tommy Paul, Korda, Sebastian Korda we've announced also. So it's really shaping up. I hope you get a chance to come along.
Oh, we will. I went last year and thoroughly enjoyed it. Jodie was on one of those decks. It was just a brilliant night. Who have you got calls out to that you're waiting for an answer on, Alicia?
Oh, look, I'm going straight to the top. I'm still waiting. I know how much Novak really enjoyed his time when he was fortunate enough to, play the 2 weeks when it was a 2-week event in Adelaide. So to be honest with you, a lot of the top players really formalised their plan quite late in the piece once they know exactly how they're tracking with the pre-season. But, my hopes are to snare one of the top 10 male players especially. I think we've got about 5 or 6 out of the top 10 women in the world which will be competing in Adelaide. So that's quite a remarkable effort. I think the thing that sets the two tournaments apart is the WTA event. The women's event is a higher ranked event in terms of the prize money and points available, so we do get higher ranked players. The men's is an exceptional field. We've got Benassi returning, as I mentioned, once again, and I know how much of a hometown favourite he is, but it's really shaping up. Another difference too, I think you mentioned the deck that you're on and enjoying the tennis from, but we're expanding the corporate offering and those for the fans on the other side too, that for the people that really want to get up close and personal and still have those food and beverage packages to enjoy with their friends and family. We have more of those spaces available too, which is really unique to Adelaide, as you know.
We do it better than any. It is
true.
And make sure you do it. Thanks, Alicia, with that. Hey, Thanasi's good mates with Nick Kyrgios. We've got a number of texts. Is he any chance? He's on the return trail.
That's exciting, isn't it? Well, he did announce Nick needs to be quite careful here because he needs to balance the amount of tennis that he's playing leading into the Australian Open. I think he has only competed in, 2 matches almost in the last 24 months or so. So he announced he will be playing Brisbane, which is week 1 of the summer in Australia. And although he hasn't chosen to play Adelaide as yet, I still hold out hopes. But it's always a fine balance. I suspect he will be resting the week prior to the Australian Open and saving himself for the best of 5 setters, because we want to see Nick do well, don't we? I mean, he's such an excitement machine, bit of an enigma. He's so exciting to watch. So we need him back on the courts. I'm actually really excited to watch him compete. I know it's interstate, but to see where he's at, I know he's been putting in a lot of preparation, as has Thanasi. You would have watched him during the Davis Cup.
Yes.
And his heroics, just phenomenal, saving 5 match points against Ben Shelton. But can't wait to welcome Thanasi back as well.
Absolutely. I watched him when he won that year. 22, was it, that he took it out, the championship?
Yes. He's spot on.
That was an excellent tournament.
It's also, I think, that the players that do have that success in Adelaide, I mean, Thanasi is one of them. You go back to also Arina Sabalenka, Ash Barty, after they'd won in Adelaide, went on to be successful at the Australian Open. So it is, it is that stepping stone event that really sets players up well for the Australian Open. But it's the last week they have the opportunity to really have a great tune-up. So that's really exciting. I think the offering that we have in Adelaide just is really different and unique to everywhere else around the rest of the world. Our players love sharing, the change rooms that are offered from the Adelaide Oval. So they do use the Crows and the Power locker rooms. They love that, and all the facilities to go with it, all the ice baths and, preparation areas in the gyms and so forth. So it's pretty unique, and it's pretty world-class for not just our event, but a world event so close to a Grand Slam, something we're really proud of at the Drive.
It's never looked better, and Alicia, you're doing a great job. So keep it up, and thanks very much for promoting it once again.
Thanks so much, Tim Stephen. I hope to welcome you to the tennis, so I'll definitely give you a shout-out prior to the start of the Adelaide International, and thank you. Thanks for your interest.
Not going anywhere.
Don't have to ask me twice, Alicia.
Can't wait for the invite, but if you've got to get tickets, Ticketmaster is the go. Get your tickets for the Adelaide International. Will be sensational between January 6th and January 11th. Alicia Mollick, our guest.
Outstanding work. Always an exciting event. Hey, 5 o'clock news coming up in just a moment, but before we go there, Adelaide 36ers fans, if you'd like to get your hands on a double pass, we have one to give away right now to their Saturday night game against the Tassie Jack Jumpers. 8223 0055. Call in now. It is worth going.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show.
Penny loves online shopping. That's why Australia Post is adding more 24/7 parcel lockers, so Penny can collect her parcels for free, anytime. You ask, we deliver at Australia Post. Collection time limits and T&Cs apply.
Adelaide's local, trusted and truly connected talkback radio station. 5AA. Always Adelaide.
Hello, Cherry. I'm listening. Black Friday is on now at Southern Cherry. Every vehicle purchase comes with a gift card valued at up to $2,000. Ends November 30. Don't miss out.
What starts with A and ends with E? Supplements for you and me.
Live life to the full with Arbor Vitae, the anti-inflammatory supplement made from natural ingredients. Arbor Vitae provides relief from the symptoms of mild arthritis and joint pain. It helps maintain healthy blood glucose and cholesterol levels and improves cognitive performance. For Tracy from New South Wales, Arbor Vitae has saved her career. She's a cake maker by trade and suffered with sore hands for years. After trying Arbor Vitae, all her pain disappeared, and she thanks Arbor Vitae for saving her career. Arbor Vitae health supplements are now on sale at Chemist Warehouse, Australia's cheapest chemist. arborvitae.com.au. Always read the label and follow the directions for use.
I love this time of year. Me too. Cherry! My favourite. What about ham? So heavy. Don't forget the Christmas pudding. And custard. Christmas is about sharing and caring. It's about family coming together.
A big thank you to all our customers.
Especially the thousands of new customers that have chosen Drake's this year.
From the whole Drake's family, Merry Christmas!
Drake's, ingredients to make this Christmas special.
Parties, weddings, big events. What do they all have in common? Pals. You know your pals want to have a good time, but what will everyone want to drink? That's when you need to speak to Parafield Airport Liquor Store. Pals will make sure you've got the right type of drinks, the right amount, and best of all, we'll make sure you've got the best labels that will keep everyone talking about your event. Parafield Airport Liquor Store. Pals. Next to Roulette's Tavern, Kings Road, Parafield.
The news and information that matters. This is 5AA News. Always Adelaide.
Partly cloudy tonight, down to 14. A possible late shower tomorrow, 25. With the 5 o'clock news, I'm Mel Usher. Simon Birmingham is leaving his political life behind. The South Australian senator will retire at the next election after having served in various ministerial roles in government. He's currently the opposition's foreign affairs spokesman. He's been in federal parliament since 2007. Next up is a role in the private sector.
I'm excited that next year I will step into a new commercially oriented direction. You can all be relieved to know that it has nothing to do with lobbying, government relations or commentary.
The opposition has used the last question time of the year to claim the Albanese government has failed on cost of living. Labor is ramming more than 30 pieces of legislation through federal parliament. There's speculation the Prime Minister is clearing the decks ahead of a possible March election. Liberal leader Peter Dutton claims life has become harder for Australian households.
Your government wasted $450 million on The Voice and divided our country. And on economic and energy policies, you've done nothing but drive up the prices of everything. Prime Minister, why not call an election now to put Australians out of their misery and allow a competent coalition government to get our country back on track?
Schools will have more power to manage parents behaving badly under new legislation introduced to state parliament today. It will enable a principal to bar a person from coming within 25 metres of a school or preschool's boundary. Education Minister Blair Boyer says it's a growing problem.
We've seen a really big increase, a 200% increase in parental bans being put on in public schools over just the past 5 years, which is a huge increase. In terms of formal warning letters and reminders about what kind of behaviour parents should be exhibiting, that's gone up by 250%. It's a big issue, and we're seeing the same kind of thing happening interstate, and I think probably overseas as well.
A South Australian cake maker that's been in business for more than 30 years has gone into liquidation. Heidelberg Cakes at Stepney closed yesterday. 15 people are out of a job. There are up to 200 wedding orders outstanding, but couples who ordered a cake for this weekend will get theirs. More than 2/3 of Australians who shop online have had a parcel lost or damaged, and around half of those have had a package go missing in the past year. NTI Parcel Protect's Nick Alio says businesses should be stepping up protections for customers.
So we certainly are recommending that they look for ways that they can protect those shipments and work with partners like insurers to offer solutions.
Now turning to 5AA Sport.
Visit Sports Card World for Christmas gift ideas, including the latest sports cards and gaming cards. Regent Arcade.
Bo Webster has been added to the Australian Test squad as injury cover for Mitch Marsh ahead of the second test against India in Adelaide. The 30-year-old Tasmanian all-rounder, who was named Shield Player of the Year last summer, is yet to make his test debut. Well, the Gold Coast Suns have confirmed Daniel Rioli has suffered a knee injury during a pre-season training session. Scans show the 27-year-old has injured the medial collateral ligament in his left knee and might need surgery. Matildas legend Claire Polkinghorne will hang up the boots after tonight's friendly against Brazil. She's been in the national side for 18 years and is the most capped Australian footballer after debuting in 2006. The 35-year-old happy to finish her career on home soil.
For me, it's just about being part of the night and enjoying it and celebrating the career that I've had. But yeah, as I said, for me, it's about the team and making sure that we do the job.
Now checking 5AA traffic.
The buttery new toffee nut flavoured iced latte has arrived at McCafe. Try it today for a limited time.
A couple of crashes to look out for. One at Glandor, Anzac Highway near Beckman Street. Another one at Ridlington, Torrens Road at South Road. Burst Watermain at Linden Park. Portrush Road near Sturdy Street. And slow for works at Salisbury Plain. Main North Road near the Groveway speeds at 40. Cameras Elizabeth Road, Morford Vale and Hillier Road at Prunella. The Volkswagen Amarok Sale event has utes to carry tools or school bags bags or surfboards, and lots more at prices for everyone. Offer ends November 30, excludes Pan Americana and Ventura Diesel. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Now the 5AA forecast.
Get the Toyota forklift advantage. Visit toyotamaterialhandling.com.au.
Partly cloudy tonight down to 14. A possible late shower for your Friday, 25. Saturday, a shower or two, 25. Sunday, partly cloudy, 26. Right now, it's 19 degrees. Now let's check what's happening on 9 News tonight.
I'm Alice Monfries. Tonight, shocking pictures as an out-of-control car slams into buildings at Blackwood, the driver now on the run. Buyer beware, a scam warning for shoppers amid the Black Friday madness. Punishing parents for online posts, the new SA crackdown. And the pop star of the century has been named, and it's not who you think. 9 News, your news, nightly at 6 on 9 and 9 now.
$20,000. Sounds awesome, yeah? Imagine winning it! Edwardstown Mazda and only Edwardstown Mazda is giving you the chance to win $20,000. Buy a new, demo or used car from Edwardstown Mazda during their incredible 2024 plate clearance sale and you're in the draw. Why would you go anywhere else? Your dream Mazda and $20,000?
It's gotta be
Edwardstown Mazda, the #1 destination for Mazda in SA. T's and C's apply. T24/1786.
Bob McKinnon proudly presents one of the best rock and roll shows in Australian history. The Good Old Days of Rock and Roll at Her Majesty's Theatre, Adelaide at 2 p.m. matinee Saturday, December 14. Lucky Star, Dinah Lee, Jade Hurley, Digger Avell and Little Paddy in one sensational sellout show. The Good Old Days of Rock and Roll. Don't miss the 2 p.m. matinee performance Saturday, December 14 at Her Majesty's Theatre, Adelaide. Tickets on sale now.
In Adelaide and across South Australia, this is 5AA, always Adelaide.
Everyday items locked in at low prices for longer. There's more ways than ever to save at Foodland.
The 5AA Sports Show, Rowey and Timmy G.
6 minutes after 5 on this Thursday evening. Still plenty to come on the show. We have the South Australian cricketer Brendan Doggett to join us on the back of their Shield match. Grace Gill from Channel 10. The Matildas playing a friendly tonight against Brazil. Rickson Wingrove from our Adelaide Giants. And we're taking your calls. We've got some $50 Pals vouchers to give away. What were the backyard cricket rules you grew up playing in your backyard? We've already had great stories already. We'd love yours, your unique, creative ways you played in backyard cricket. 8223 0000 is the number.
Absolutely. Port Adelaide Football Club, the board election for 2024. There is a member-elect opportunity. There's 3 candidates, including the incumbent, Rob Snowden, George Fiarchi, and our next guest, Christopher Fittrich. G'day, Christopher.
Good afternoon, Tim. How are you and Stephen?
Excellent, excellent, my friend. So what we're going to do, we'll have a bit of a chat, we'll ask you a few questions, and then each of you will get a little 60-second plug for yourself. How's that sound?
Sounds good to me.
Excellent, buddy. Okay, first of all, what's the motivation to run?
Just saw the email come through and thought, it's a good time in the club's history to potentially have a big fan, an avid fan, a member since 1997 on the board.
And what do you think you can bring to the board that's unique?
I think exactly that, a fan's perspective, a member's perspective on the football club to make sure that members are heard, members feel like the club's got their back. And have their best interests as the largest stakeholder of the club, at the forefront of their mind.
As a fan, Christopher, what side of the fence are you with Ken? You a Ken fan?
I think he's done a good job. He's steered the club from where they were before his time to a position. Whether that position is time for him to move on. It's a tough one to make. We do so well in the regular season, and the finals something just seems to go wrong. So I think there needs to be. I don't know, maybe there does need to be a change, and we'll come to that decision.
Okay, Samful Magpies in the comp or out of the comp?
I don't think it's really the Port Magpies of old anymore. So I think. For the best interest of the development of our AFL-listed players, it's probably better to, be in a standalone reserves competition as far as I'm concerned.
Hey, Christopher, you've asked anybody that wants to ask you a question, you put your email out there. Do you want to do that again on air here, buddy?
Yeah, sure. My email address is Chris Fittridge. So Fittridge is spelled F for Fred, I-T, RIDGE @gmail.com. So yeah, send any questions through and I'll do my best to answer you as quick as possible.
Beautiful, mate. And what I'm going to do now is get the old stopwatch out, and you got 60 seconds, and you can go and plug yourself, mate. Go for it.
Yeah, just wanted to send a message out to our 70,000 loyal members. I feel like I've shared a lot of your frustrations over the past few years, and I want to make sure that your concerns are brought to the board's attention. Being that member sitting in the stands amongst you all, I can hear that discontent that the members have with the board, and I want to make sure that the club is held accountable for its decisions. I'll also have the members at the forefront of my mind when it comes to decision making and be transparent as I can with you, our members, with board issues. Furthermore, I've not been on the board before. I have no relationship with any other board member. I think that it gives me a point of difference and will therefore be someone fresh on the board with fresh ideas that can hopefully take the club in a positive direction, with that end goal being a premiership. I would appreciate your vote, members.
Oh, well done, Christopher. Fantastic stuff, mate. And did it in 58 seconds. Well done, mate. If we're talking efficiencies, outstanding.
That is
there you go.
Good governance there, Christopher.
Well done, mate. All the best in the election.
Thank you very much.
And on to our next candidate. This a former board member and 7-time premiership player of Port Adelaide, George Fiacci, joins us. Welcome, George.
Oh, great to talk to you, Tim. Thanks for having me.
Oh, hey, mate, make sure you tell the truth here, mate. Don't tell lies. You've just started with one.
I'm actually don't think I've ever called you Tim before in my life, but anyway.
No, I don't think so either. Rightio, down to business.
Righto.
You are a former board member. Why are you re-nominating?
Look, I've been off the board for 5 years, and look, in that time, things have changed. But I think the most important thing is that when I was there last time, I thought, after Gav took over, I thought, look, David Koch might get me back on as just a second me onto the board. But he's made it pretty clear that if you're a past player, you have to come through the members' vote. So, which is, I thought it was a little bit silly, but that's the only way I can get on the board. So I decided, let's nominate for the board.
In the 5 years you haven't been on, have you noticed anything that you'd like to get your teeth into?
Oh, look, there's a few things that I think, that need to be looked at. I suppose the thing is, when we were playing, we always spoke about this, and it was always our motto there. But it was, players win the ball, teams win games, clubs win premierships. I think there's a real focus on the coach or the players are the only ones that can win premierships. That's just not the whole club thing. So, whole club affair. So, what I've really noticed is having a weak Magpie. Like the Magpies finishing bottom, I think you've got to realise you can't win. It's really hard to win a premiership when you've got your second side not competitive and not winning games and not being able to develop players or have players ready to step into the AFL side. I think that's probably thing number one that I look at is how can we improve the Magpies to make sure their performance is up there. And I'll use Brisbane as an example. Brisbane's team finished third in the VFL, so that's sort of what you need. You need a team that's competitive, that can develop players, and players that get dropped back are playing with good players so they can actually develop and keep some form and get back into the senior side.
Port Adelaide Football Club's board, it's actually only a 2-member elect. What's the best model?
Good question. Look, it depends on where you're at the moment, but look, I think a 2-member elect is way too few. I think it probably needs to be at least, whether it's not 50-50, close to, so whether it's 5 or 4-member elect, because I do think you need to have a diverse board. You need to have certain skill sets and a matrix that matches so that you've got not all past players, not all football experts, but people that, not all accountants in particular, but at least people with different skill sets. I reckon probably 4 is the number. But, I think the other thing I'd like to change on the board at the moment, and I'll certainly be bringing it up, is you can't have an indefinite period on the board. At the moment, there are people on the board that have been there for 12, 13, 16 years. I think once you get to 3 terms, 4 terms, that's probably enough. You've had your time, you've done your thing, great service for the footy club. Let somebody else get in there and see if they can make a difference to the footy club as well.
You've got 1 minute. Everybody's getting 60 seconds to pitch themselves about what they can do for the members. Go for it.
Okay, well, look, probably what I'd like to do to the members, as you know, without repeating myself, is I'd really like to put a focus from the board on football. There's been a lot of distractions with the AFLW, which is fantastic, by the way. You know, the facilities we've got, which is fantastic. We're actually financial now. Let's get back to footy. Let's make sure we're winning games. It doesn't just take one person. It's not just the coach's responsibility to win premierships. It's all of us, the members, supporters, the board, the staff, everyone. So I'd like to get everyone together. And the one thing I'll do for members is put together a portal where people feel like they get listened to by a board member. So there'll be an independent portal put together where everyone can jump in, have their say, give us some great ideas, and if they're relevant, we'll actually escalate it to management, or we'll even escalate it to the board if required.
George, that's your 60 seconds. Thank you very much. Appreciate your time. Now, Rowey, on to the next candidate.
Yeah, well, it's Rob Snowden. He is up for re-election, a 3-year member-elect director. Rob, welcome.
Thanks, Stephen. How are you?
Yeah, good, my man. Why go again?
Hello, Timmy.
Hey, Rob.
Why go again?
Yeah.
Well, for one, I've actually enjoyed it.
That's good.
Which is not a bad way to do it. I spent a lot of time around the club years ago, and in between times I've been around the club in various forms, helping whenever needed. So I do enjoy it, and I love our club. I'm very wedded to the place. But I also think I add value. I bring AFL footy experience in an operational sense. I'm a pretty experienced director. I've have been involved in business of all levels, and so I understand risk, finance, and so on, and governance. But I've really enjoyed the last couple of years in particular, where whilst I've been across all the issues and all the strategies and everything we're looking at to keep growing the club. But I put some extra time, double down on the footy side of things. We do spend a lot of time on footy.
Yeah, in that 3 years, Rob, what would you like to continue on, and what would you like to achieve in the next 3?
Oh, gee, it's a continuum. The club's getting bigger and bigger, and it's a complex industry. It's very competitive. So I think footy in particular, which is my love, spent 40 years of my life in it. It's a continuum. We just got to keep better and better. It's developing, enhancing the playing list, the coaching group, the off-field side of it, the medical, the fitness, the whole thing. I love the strategy of all of that, and have spent a footy lifetime doing it. So I bring that, and we'll continue to do that. But the other side of it is the sustainability. The club, I think, is in good shape. That's evidenced by the balance sheet and the P&L, and we are functioning quite well. But there's so much more to do. The other clubs are at us, at the players, at everything. So I think it's a continuum. So as far as my focus, it's broadly across the whole base of managing our risks, generating new revenue, continuously looking at our facilities and finding alternative revenue sources. My love is the footy and bringing an AFL feel of setting up footy programs, which, as you guys know, I've been around in a long time, Swans and Port, with, they tell me, some success. And
Rob, you're a member-elect, and there's only 2 of them. Yep. What do you think's the best model?
It's a good question. With the board, well, I'm not representing the board in this discussion, but we are going to do. There is a constitutional review on our agenda to look at things like that. To look at term of directors. It's really important to have the skills matrix in any board. You guys are involved in community and help on charitable boards and other things. So you've got to have the right mix of skills. And also representation from the members. So the exact number, the 2 at the moment, I think potentially is a bit thin. Mm-hmm. Is that for 3 or to 4? I don't know, but that'll be dealt with, and it is on the agenda. I think 2's thin. I really do, but my overarching answer is you've got to have the right skill set around the table. You can't have too many of one skill set and therefore be limited in another skill set. I think the gender balance is important. I think cultural balance is important, as well as accounting, lawyers and so on. And footy's important. And I think the voice of past players is important. They've been there. They've got the players' view of how footy clubs operate. And then my skill set is I know how footy operations operates from, I guess, the not the top down, but the whole of program. So in itself, the footy skill set's really important from all angles.
Beautiful. Here's your 60-second pitch, mate. Tell the members why. Vote for Rob Snowden.
Right.
Go, buddy.
Well, yeah. Well, I'm not sort of into the pitch, as I've said. I've been around footy, AFL footy, a big part of my life. Led the development and embedding of two pretty successful programs, both of which generated premierships. I do know and still well connected with AFL strategy, how to build a footy program, sustain a footy program. It is about a player list that's robust and vibrant and continually improved. You need the best of everything else. You need quality coaching group. It's not just one person, it's the group. You need the best fitness, you need the best of everything. Boys, as you guys know, you've been there. And I bring that, to be brutally clear on it, I bring that, I've lived that, and I've delivered that to the board in my 3 years. And I'm very comfortable with use my expertise to improve, continually improve where we're at.
Beautiful. Rob
Well
Snowden,
done, Rob.
thanks for your time, mate, and all the best in the election.
Thanks very much, boys, and all the best to you guys too. And have a Merry Christmas, and hope you get a bit of a break.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
good work.
Thanks, Rob.
Well said.
So it was
Well
Rob
said.
Snowden, George Fiarchi, and Christopher Fittridge. And if you are a member, you have to be a member to vote, of course. Just get onto the Port Adelaide website, and you probably would have already got a email sent to you. I think it's called Corp Voting, and that's how you get on. And I think December 4th is the last day that you can vote. So make sure you get to it and vote.
21 minutes after 5, let's check your traffic.
Couple of crashes to look out for on the drive home. One at Glandore, Anzac Highway near Beckman Street, Salisbury Heights, a crash, Main North Road near Saints Road, heavy delays in all directions there, and Linden Park versus Watermain Portrush Road near Sturdy Street. Slow going South Road, Edwardstown, busy Brighton Road, Brighton, with the camera Old South Road, Old Ranella. Hurry into Dan Murphy's for today's Black Friday daily deal. Johnny Walker Double Black Blended Scotch Whisky 1 litre, $86 for members. Today only. Choose a drink wise, T's and C's apply. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
The 5AA Sports Show with Rowey and Timmy G.
Good afternoon, passengers. Please have your boarding pass and identification ready.
Over the past decade, 5AA has helped raise over $1 million for Variety SA, the children's charity.
This year we continue our support of Variety and want to introduce you to some of the children your kind donations go towards supporting.
On Friday, the 29th of November, tune in to 5AA from 6 a.m. with David and Will, and throughout the rest of the day. You can bid for amazing items and also donate much needed funds going to help kids in need.
You cannot afford to miss this opportunity on what will be a truly special day, all thanks to Variety SA and $13.95 Adelaide's 5AA.
5AA's Tech Talk with your host, Adelaide Tech Guy Richard Pascoe. Thanks to Harvey Norman Computers.
Black Friday sales are huge. It's the ideal time to get into Harvey Norman if you are thinking of upgrading a Windows computer. Get up to 35% off all Windows computers during the Black Friday sales. Yep, 35% off. You'll also get a great price on these two Acer PCs. Acer Aspire Go is down to just $568. That is powered by an Intel i5 chip, and you don't normally find PCs with that sort of power under $600. There's also the Acer Aspire Lite with 16 gig of RAM, powered by the even bigger Intel i7 chip, and that's only $798. Get your favourite tech for less during the Black Friday sale at Harvey Norman.
Check out this great offer at a Harvey Norman store near you.
If you need to fix your pipes, call Precise. Call Precise. If your toilet's blocking up, call Precise. Call Precise. If your lights aren't turning on, or your hot water is gone, or a plumber or an electrician, call Precise. Precise.
Precise Plumbing and Electrical. Call 1300 700 200. That's 1300 700 200. For fixed price services, call Precise.
For a plumber or an electrician, call Precise. Call Precise.
Want a deal on a new VW? At Mawson Lakes Volkswagen, it's easy and you don't have to wait. Their 2024 plate clearance has started early. That means you can pick your dream Volkswagen. Easy. Check out the range of new and demo Volkswagens on sale now. All stock is ready for immediate delivery so you can pick up an early Christmas present. Plus, we have easy finance options and next day servicing. Mawson Lakes Volkswagen's 2024 plate clearance. You better be quick. Salisbury Highway, just a short drive from the city.
Black Friday is here at 40 Winks. 50% off mattresses, 30% off furniture, plus an extra 10% off select items. These Black Friday savings end Cyber Monday. Terms, conditions and exclusions apply. 40 Winks. Serious about savings, serious about sleep.
There's one word that should be deleted forever. It transcends language, culture, geography, status, and it doesn't discriminate. That word is cancer, and until we can delete it, we're going to treat it. Lift Cancer Care is dedicated to offering additional cancer services to complement your existing treatment plan. We collaborate closely with your medical team to achieve the best outcomes for your diagnosis. So, if you or a loved one are ever struck with the C word, think of the L word first. liftcancercare.com.au.
Built like a brick house. Basic Trailers build all types of trailers here in Adelaide. Locally made with Australian steel, you get 12 months warranty and factory direct pricing. Visit basictrailers.com.au. Basic Trailers. Basically, better.
Everyday items locked in at low prices for longer. There's more ways than ever to save at Foodland.
The FIVEAA Sports Show, Rowey and Timmy G.
26 minutes after 5. Your calls 8223 0000. Your backyard cricket rules. We'll get back to them in a sec. Congrats to Brenton at Henley Beach. You are on the standby list. One of the last few as we count down to giveawaying this great spot on the Silver Sea Luxury Cruise thanks to Phil Hoffman Travel, who are going to create some magical moments you'll never forget. pht.com.au.
Hello, Joshy boy.
G'day, Rowey, Timmy G. How you guys going?
Hey, Josh. Good, mate.
No, I was just a Mad Crows fan. No skin in the game with the Port Board, but it was actually bloody refreshing hearing from that Chris Mitridge bloke. Having like a young person who actually represents the members is something that we're crying out for here at Adelaide Footy Club. And, I'm actually jealous of Port Adelaide having the opportunity to be able to vote for this bloke because, it's something that, to rinse and repeat at Adelaide, generally. And, Rowey, I know you've spoken about the board and had issues with the board in the past. It was just really refreshing to see that. So, I guess all the best to you.
Yeah. No, well done, Josh. Well said. There's 3 candidates. They can have a vote.
And that's why I was asking about the the compilation of the board as far as member-elect versus, appointed.
You're identical to the Crows.
Identical to the Crows.
We sold our licence.
And even Rob Snowden said that 2 is too thin.
Yeah,
I think they all agree with that. I think there's got to be a balance where you are able to put specialist roles in there to make sure you've got everything covered. But I think just 2 things, having more member-elects, and if that's 4 or 5, I like 50% of whatever your board is.
Diversity and independence
and
is most important.
The others have a limit term. Now, 3 years is for member-elects. I think for non-member-elects, you can only do a maximum of 9. That's me. And I reckon you can do plenty in 9 years and then let somebody else come in, because we may need to change depending on the club's involvement, we may need to change those roles and those expertises. Okay. So that's the way I look at it.
You need a varied expertise. Is it common knowledge that the Crows have lost a board member?
I don't.
Who is it?
No.
Well, I better not say anything.
No.
But is that common knowledge?
I'm not aware.
You're not aware? Well, if you're not aware, Timmy, I won't mention it. Hello, Louise.
Louise, get us back into the backyard.
All right, well, I'm originally from New Zealand, and hello to anybody from Porirua in New Zealand. Ooh. And our next door neighbour was the only Pakistani person in New Zealand at the time. I'm talking 72.
Right.
1972, I'm quite old.
Yeah,
and I was about 10. And anyway, so the Pakistani cricket team visited our neighbour next door.
No way.
And I know. And then so we went out on our back garden, backed onto a school, and so we all went and played with the Pakistani cricket team.
Wow!
I know, and I don't know. Most people wouldn't know, but Sarfraz Nawaz, he was like the main.
He's a fast bowler. Yeah, champion.
He was the main man at the time. He was like the Imran Khan sort of person at the time, and so we played cricket against him. So that's my memory.
Louise, I thought you were going to say Imran Khan bowled to you and you put him over the fence, 6 him out.
Well, Sarfraz was pretty
I probably
quick.
would have done something more to Imran Khan.
Oh, yes, he was a bit of a ladies' man, wasn't he? He's in jail now.
Very good looking.
Louise, great cook. Can we give Louise a $50 pounds voucher?
Why not?
Yeah,
Why
come on.
not? This is like Oprah today.
Tossing them out
You
everywhere.
get a voucher. You get a voucher.
Keep your calls coming. These have been a lot of fun.
It's amazing.
What were the backyard cricket stories you've got for us? Everyone's backyard looked different. It had different rules. We were all creative. Had scoreboards up somewhere. Well, the games you used to play with your brothers and sisters and friends. 8223 0000. We'll take more of your calls after the 5:30 headlines.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show. This is 5AA News. Always Adelaide.
Good evening, Mel Usher with the latest news headlines. Simon Birmingham is swapping politics for the private sector. The state government is overhauling the licensing process for heavy vehicle drivers. Powerball tickets have been in demand today ahead of tonight's $100 million jackpot. And in sport, a new AFLW club membership record has been set in 2024. It's 76,356. Now checking 5AA traffic.
The buttery new toffee nut flavoured iced latte has arrived at McCafe. Try it today for a limited time.
Afternoon at Hallett Cove, a crash, Lonsdale Road near Patpa Drive, Linden Park, Burst Watermain, Port Rice Road near Sturdy Street. Slow for works at Wingfield, the Salisbury Highway to the Wingfield Ramp, and busy at Salisbury Plain, Main North Road near the Groveway. Cameras Lindock Road, Gawler East, and Main South Road at Old Ranella tonight. Huge Black Friday deals are taking off at Rebel. Get 25% off full price clothing and 20% off full price footwear. T's and C's apply. Offers end December 2nd. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
The 5AA forecast, partly cloudy tonight down to 14, a possible late shower tomorrow 25. Right now it's 19 degrees. We'll have more news at 6 and as it happens on 5AA.
David Penberthy and Will Goodings, 5AA Breakfast.
In federal parliament today, the social media ban legislation is going to a vote. Some, even on the coalition side, have announced that they won't be supporting the legislation.
I think what we're seeing, particularly after the American election, is there's this sort of libertarian stream of the coalition.
Adelaide's leading breakfast show.
Anything that looks like government intervention on freedom of expression is a red rag to a bull.
Weekdays from 6 a.m. on 5AA. Always Adelaide.
$20,000. Sounds awesome, yeah? Imagine winning it. Edwardstown Mazda and only Edwardstown Mazda is giving you the chance to win $20,000. Buy a new, demo or used car from Edwardstown Mazda during their incredible 2024 plate clearance sale and you're in the draw. Why would you go anywhere else? Your dream Mazda and $20,000?
It's gotta be
Edwardstown Mazda, the #1 destination for Mazda in SA. T's and C's apply. T24/1786.
My name is Doug. I'm here with my friend Deb from St. Louis Home Care.
We'd even call you family, Doug.
Deb's certainly there when I need her, and she helps me with my shopping, cleaning, and takes us out and about on the bus.
With our St. Louis Home Care packages, we're here to help you stay in the home you love for longer.
Oh, it's made a big difference in my life, that's for sure.
Join Doug and Deb. Google St. Louis Home Care today.
I love this time of year. Me too. Cherry! My favourite. What about ham? So heavy. Don't forget the Christmas pudding. And custard. Christmas is about sharing and caring. It's about family coming together.
A big thank you to all our customers.
Especially the thousands of new customers that have chosen Drake's this year.
From the whole Drake's family, Merry Christmas!
Drake's, ingredients to make this Christmas special.
Dreamland's Black Friday sale is now on, with up to a massive 60% off a huge range of Australian-made mattresses. Yes, up to 60% off. Plus, get huge savings off our huge range of beds, bedroom furniture in Manchester. And until Monday, get free local delivery. Minimum spend of $1,000, conditions apply. So if you're looking for a better night's sleep, hurry into Dreamland and get up to 60% off a huge range and free local delivery. Be quick, Dreamland's Black Friday sale ends Monday.
Dreamland.
Hi gardeners, Charlie Allbone here. I love chili and garlic, but the bugs and insects hate it. That's why we use it to create Rich Grow Beta Bug, the safer, naturally based insect spray for use on veggies, fruit trees and flowers. To see how the rich grow effect can stop these pesky invaders wreaking havoc in your garden, pick up some Beta Bug today and grow you good things. Available at Bunnings Warehouse.
Everyday items locked in at low prices for longer. There's more ways than ever to save at Foodland.
The 5AA Sports Show, Rowey and Timmy G.
25 to 6. It's an exciting day tomorrow. It's 5AA Radiothon Day. We're raising funds for Variety, the children's charity. We want to help raise all the funds we possibly can to ensure every South Australian child's Christmas is a good one. We'll be outside the Adelaide Airport Cooper's Ale House. So from 4 o'clock, make sure you're tuning in and you're calling in and getting to the 5AA website to donate and support a great cause. 8223 0000 is the number, though. We are taking your calls, your best backyard cricket stories.
Stories or rules? We got $50 Powers vouchers. Timmy's handing them out.
Yeah.
Oprah style.
Oprah style, yeah.
This one just come to my head in the ad break. James was 8 years old. He'd just got out of hospital. He'd been recovering for about 2 weeks. He got an infection in his foreskin and he had to have it cut off. He had to be circumcised as an 8-year-old.
Did you just say
we might dump that just to protect him there. Just say an infection, he wasn't well.
Just say he had an infection.
James had an infection and he got circumcised. What, is that what you dumped?
Sure, just...
Anyway, we're playing backyard cricket. It was always Christmas Day, the rows versus the randoms. So if you're a row, you're in the row team, you would have done the same thing. If you're a random, you're in the randoms. So it was, streets versus whatever. Anyway, Uncle Micah, first ball, James opened the bat. Shouldered arms, it was a leggy, it spun back and it knocked the end of the scab off and we've got ourselves a bleeder. It's a true story and I've never laughed so much in my life.
At your son's
Jimmy's down. And I felt for him after a while, but it was the most perfect
Didn't sound
nut.
like you did.
And guess what, James? Plumb out.
The middle stump.
Knocked his middle peg fair out the ground. Lost his castle. And I'm going to stop it there. Hello, Nick. Timmy, true story.
G'day, Nick. Ferryton Park. Right near the old Mansfield Park, Nick. That's where I grew up.
Mate, it's a good area. I don't know how to follow that one.
True story, Nick.
Interesting.
Yeah.
It sounds good, mate. We grew up playing backyard cricket. And we used to have a bush in the front there that was boony. So if you got caught there, that was your boony. And of course you had the sticky tape on one side of the ball. But funny story, I played with a mate of mine, Lee, who might be listening now, and I took a huge run up for the fast bowl in, and I put so much effort in. I somehow got my T-shirt over my head, and the ball went straight over the roof. And he never let me forget about it 30 years later.
Oh, I love it.
And that was the other thing you did. Like, I was always DK Lee. Someone else was Tomo or Gilmore. Or you were your stars.
Oh, cool.
Do kids still do that
where
now?
your heroes are. Of course they
heroes.
Absolutely.
You reckon they do?
You know the tennis ball with the tape on it that Nick just mentioned? Remember Johnny Abbott played for Centrals?
Oh, you do?
He texted into me and said, we used to do it, but we used to put a 1 cent piece on the side of the ball to weight it even more. What a great idea. Wish I'd have known that.
I'd call that a boomerang.
Yeah.
Hello, Dave-O.
Yeah, g'day, Rowey. How you going?
Good, Dave.
Mate, we used to play a bit of, wasn't exactly backyard cricket, but it was hallway cricket. And we used to get on the terps after an under-23 game on Sundays playing district cricket. And, our backyard cricket consisted of an autograph bat and a Christmas decoration.
Brilliant. What a memory.
That is gold.
Thanks, Dave.
Hallway cricket, brilliant stuff.
Oh, it just takes you back to your childhood,
Love
doesn't
that stuff. Port Noarlunga, Brian, g'day, mate.
How you going?
Good, buddy, good. You got a backyard story for us?
Oh, yeah. Like, we'd have dinner or something on a nice summer's day, go out and play backyard cricket, have my sisters fielding, my brother fielding, mum and dad fielding, and also the dog. I think I was on my way to 100. I hit it to the dog, and I think I ran about 22. They couldn't catch it.
And that was the thing, you could run 22, Brian.
Hey?
is gold.
Great
It's a
story.
great yarn.
That is brilliant.
He ran 22. You could. You just kept
Because
running.
the dog would just take off with the ball.
But that's the thing. If you couldn't find the ball, that's on you.
Keep going. That's not my fault.
We got a nice text here from
That's
down
gold.
at Victor Harbour. They used to play at the grandkids. Summarising a bit of the story, but if you hit it on the full into Nanny's plants, you're out.
Out. Fair enough too.
Yeah.
Keep it away from
Can't
there.
hit Nanny's plants.
I love it. Let's go to Henley Beach. G'day, Mark.
Hey, boys. We used to play pool cricket. So someone with a pool in the backyard would get all the inflatable toys,
skimmer,
blow them up, put them out there in the pitch in the garden.
Yeah.
And if you hit them, you're out.
Ah.
And then so you'd actually throw the ball off the pool to the batsman.
Yes.
Just to make it a little bit more interesting, someone had to be in the pool with a boogie board and start making waves. So you actually had no idea where this ball was actually coming off. So you'd be lucky to face 4 balls without being hit in the goalie.
Oh, that is inventive.
I had mates you're getting hit in the shins like the first ball, and then the next ball you get hit in the face. There's no point for a wicket keeper or a first slip or a second. The ball was going anywhere.
That is amazing.
That is a great story.
It brought back a lot of memories of playing down at the beach. You know, you're getting the real
Beach
shallow
cricket's
sort of...
another-
the beach,
that's another
but you
segment.
get in the shallow water and it would skim off like that.
Yes.
And you didn't know, wow, it'll come right up at your head or whatever. Great call. I love that.
Beach cricket.
That's very inventive. Yeah.
We just had Mel Usher run into the ad break saying continuous cricket.
She used to play continuous cricket at school, and
So
I've
what was
forgotten
that?
all about it. So you'd have the 2 stumps at each end and have 1 kid each.
Yeah.
You have to play the shot, and you just continually run, and then get the ball back and bowl it, and you could bowl them if they weren't down there ready. Yep. And you just keep going,
That's
and
a
they've
good
got to
one.
get down there and quickly play a shot and keep going.
It's a bit like Tippy run on
It's a bit
on
like that, but
steroids,
on steroids. Yeah, it just kept going. So.
Well, if anyone can beat my son's story, 8223
I tell you what, here's a really good story from Jan. She said, we lived in a small dead-end street. It had a roundabout, which was made of dirt, so that was the wicket, and the bowlers used the street as the run-up. The kids were everywhere yelling and arguing the rules. I was the only girl in the whole thing. So perfect grounding as I made the junior state cricket team.
Good.
Well done. Fantastic, Jan. Yeah. So there you go. That was the upbringing that made her play cricket for the state.
My favourite was the plant that was at Silly Mid on was Booney.
Oh, that's gold.
Jeez, I love Australia.
Yeah, that's another text here says Gus Logie was in our backyard every game. He never dropped it. He was the big mesh wall. If you hit it straight into that at Shortman wicket, bang, you're out.
Logie.
Gus Logie.
Little Gus.
He was the little
Little
fella.
Gus. He was fantastic player.
How good is that?
Unreal.
Another one from AJ just before we go to the break. Les Burdett was kind enough to mail me a booklet on how to prepare a pitch. So with limited resources, created a pitch in the backyard. It was rock hard. Full-length deliveries would fly past the chin.
Wow.
That's
How
cool.
good's that? Jeez, we're getting some good stories tonight.
Can we read the Maslin Beach one out?
Nope. We won't worry about that one. It's 18 minutes to 5. Let's check your traffic.
At Ranella, debris on the road, Main South Road near States Road, Hallett Cove a crash, Lonsdale Road near Patpa Drive, and Linden Park, Burst Watermain, Portrush Road near Sturdy Street. Busy the parade, slow South Road at Tonsley with cameras tonight, Sheriff's Road, Morford Vale, and Old South Road at Old Ranella. Forward's 15 days of demo deals end soon. Hurry into your participating Ford dealer before November 30 to get a $1,000 gift card with eligible demos. While stocks last, T's and C's apply. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show.
Say goodbye to power bills for good and access clean green energy from the sun with a 10 kilowatt rooftop solar system valued at $11,000 thanks to NRG Solar. 5AA's Variety Radiothon is on this Friday, giving you the chance to bid on this amazing solar system thanks to NRG Solar, with all proceeds going to our friends at Variety, the children's charity. Visit 5AA.com.au. All thanks to NRG Solar, Variety SA and 5AA, always Adelaide.
There's Millionaires Mix, Triple Choc Heaven and Macadamia Magnifique. Merry Christmas, folks. I'm Brett Charlesworth, and they're just 3 of over 100 mouth-watering delights we make for you at Charlesworth Nuts. This year, more than ever, you need to spoil yourself and your guests with the very best and the absolute freshest. And when it comes to nuts, that means Charlesworth. I guarantee you will taste the amazing difference that 80 years of experience brings. 11 family-owned stores or shop online. Why Charlesworth? Because fresh nuts taste better.
City Discount Tire.
Get saving now with City Discount Tyres. We're offering great deals on the world's top brands in tyres, wheels, suspension and parts. Suitable for four-wheel drives, SUVs and passenger cars, including Falcon, Michelin, Pirelli, Kumho, Hankook and many more. Finance options available. Search citydiscounttyres.com.au and locate your nearest dealer today. City Discount Tyres. We're driven by value.
I love this text. Do you think there'd be kids playing in the backyard now saying, I want to be Davey Warner with 80 grit sandpaper?
No, he's retired.
He's Aspen.
Talking about sandpaper, Crowies. No one knows like Crowies. They have all those little sandpaper, you know, the silicons.
All the rubber to prepare, of course. Absolutely.
Everything. Doesn't matter what you're painting or staining, you'll be able to help with Crowies. They'll ask the questions, provide you all the best solutions at the best price, and do it once, do it well, do it with Crowies. No matter what you're painting, it may be timber, metal, steel, render, wallpaper, coatings, boats, trucks, cars, trailers, whatever it is, Crowies have the best price, the best quality, and the best solution.
It could be your backyard scoreboard.
Yeah.
Just like the lady that rang up.
On the louvers.
On the louvers. Maybe you need to repaint it. You got a new scoreboard.
You got the Galvo bin. You just want to paint some
stumps on it. Yes.
Go to Crowies.
She painted it on the road.
On the road.
Would have had to prepare.
Go to Crowies.
Yeah,
that's it. Well done. Remember, Crowies only sell the best quality paint. Visit crowiespaints.com.au for a store near you.
5AA's Tech Talk with your host, Adelaide Tech Guy Richard Pascoe. Thanks to Harvey Norman Computers.
Black Friday sales are huge. It's the ideal time to get into Harvey Norman if you are thinking of upgrading a Windows computer. Get up to 35% off all Windows computers during the Black Friday sales. Yep, 35% off. You'll also get a great price on these two Acer PCs. Acer Aspire Go is down to just $598. That is powered by an Intel i5 chip, and you don't normally find PCs with that sort of power under $600. There's also the Acer Aspire Lite with 16 gig of RAM, powered by the even bigger Intel i7 chip, and that's only $798. Get your favourite tech for less during the Black Friday sale at Harvey Norman.
Check out this great offer at a Harvey Norman store near you.
Audi Black Friday is here, with exceptional offers across a wide range of Audi models, including complimentary 5-year 75,000 kilometre scheduled servicing from November 29 to December 2 at your preferred Audi dealer. T's and C's apply. See website for details.
Everyday items locked in at low prices for longer. There's more ways than ever to save at Foodland.
The 5AA Sports Show, Rowey and Timmy G.
13 to 6, so many great stories coming out on the unique homestyle food text, your backyard cricket rules, your stories that you had. 8223 0000 is the number. We'll keep taking your calls very shortly. And of course, if you'd like to head along tomorrow night to Adelaide United, their home game against the Perth Glory, it's going to be a huge game at Cooper's 7 o'clock start. Tickets from Ticketek. Call in now, 8223 0055. We'd love to give you that double.
Well, Rowey, a couple of friendlies. Isn't this nice? The Matildas taking on Brazil, Suncorp Stadium, 8:30, and then they've got Brazil again on Sunday, and then they play Chinese Taipei down in Melbourne next Wednesday at Amy Park. And we've got 10 football expert will bring us all the coverage. G'day, Grace Gill.
Oh, afternoon, guys. Great to have a chat.
Yeah, excellent. So these friendlies as such, but you would say playing a quality country like Brazil is quite good for our Matildas, wouldn't you?
Yeah, definitely. Brazil is a team that the Matildas are fairly familiar with when it comes to international friendlies and fixtures. We've played them a lot over the history of our coming together, and they're a really good opposition. They're historically one of the best in the world. They're in a little bit of a rebuild themselves, but they're growing and they're going to be a really tough prospect at Suncorp Stadium.
And what sort of lineup will they bring, and what will we be able to put up against them?
Yeah, well, they're a team that over the last couple of years have undergone a fair bit of regeneration. Some of their great names in the way of Mata and Spina are no longer with the team, having retired from international football, but that's not to say that they're still not a quality side. As is this Matildas team, but we know that particularly the game at Suncorp is a Claire Polkinghorne farewell, which is going to be a really special occasion given how much of a legend of our Matildas squad that she is.
What are we building up for here, Grace? 3 friendlies? What's around the corner for the Matildas?
Well, a little strangely enough, I guess, next year, so 2025 for the Matildas, doesn't have any major tournament. It's really about preparation, looking ahead to the Asian Cup here in 2026. There was recently announced a tournament early in the new year in the USA, but beyond that, it's really just about bringing this squad together, a squad that has largely not been around each other because there's so many new faces in this team. A lot of the experienced girls and names that we're all, really well versed with, but some new names and some players from our A-League women's teams brought in as well, which is really good to see.
So if we're building a squad for bigger things, why have we still got an interim coach? Tom Samani, does he want the job? Is it his job? Have we got an eye on someone?
Yeah, Tommy's in an interim position at the moment. It really just to see over, I guess, this period of time until Football Australia is able to appoint an ongoing coach in that position. As for who that's going to be and exactly when, to be honest, your guess is as good as mine. I think for the preparation for the team and the longevity of some of their major tournaments coming up, you'd want to have someone in there, sooner rather than later. But Tommy Samani is a really good coach and he knows this group. He handed a lot of these senior players their debuts sort of 10, 15 years ago. So he knows the group really, really well, and I guess he's hit the ground running with the first two results that he had the team for against Switzerland and Germany. So he's got off to a bit of a flyer.
Oh, good. Sam Kerr, when are we expecting her back in the green and gold?
Yeah, well, that's the million-dollar question, isn't it? Look, last we heard, she was still going through a bit of recovery around that ACL rupture and recovery on the other side of that, a couple of little complications. So I wouldn't be surprised if we didn't see her until the new calendar year. She hasn't yet returned for the Matildas nor Chelsea, her club team. So I think there's still a little bit of time yet till we see her back fully fit and firing.
Just on the Claire Polkinghorne farewell, will she finish in, say, the second game in Brisbane and not come down to Melbourne?
Yeah, that's sort of my inkling. I don't know for sure if that is the case, but Brisbane, she's been a Queenslander, Brizzy girl. I think being around family and friends up for that game would be a really nice way to send Polks off. She might still continue with the squad down into Melbourne, but I wouldn't be surprised if she does wrap up north in Queensland.
Yeah, because then Vice-Captain Emily Van Egmond, of course, she's going to be coming up to 150 appearances, which is quite staggering as well. I think it's only the fourth Australian to reach that sort of number.
Yeah, well, Em Van Egmond is one who's been in and around the group for a similar amount of time to that of Claire Polkinghorne. So, as you say, if she does appear against Brazil, it will be appearance 150 for Em, and she's another stalwart in this group. And we know the likes of, Steph Catley, Alana Kennedy, Tamika Yallop, players who have been around the group and have in excess of 100 appearances. Of course, Caitlin Ford as well for the side. Really important, especially when we talk about this newer, more inexperienced squad that we're seeing brought in for this friendly window, that is.
Excellent. Well, we look forward to the coverage. Who's going to be with you, Grace, covering it all off?
Well, up in Brizzy, I'll be commentating the game with Robbie Thompson. And on your sideline, you'll be in good hands with Tara Rushton, Andy Harper and Amy Chapman.
Oh, wow.
Excellent.
What a team.
Talk to a fair few of those. I love it. Great stuff, Grace. Really appreciate your time.
Thanks very much, guys. Appreciate it too.
Grace Gill, 10 football expert, going to be covering off all of these friendlies. 2 versus Brazil and then down into Melbourne next Wednesday. Should be a cracker.
Yeah, it's going to be very exciting, Matilda, so you can watch them live on Channel 10. But back to your calls, 8223 0000 before the news.
Absolutely getting inundated with some fantastic messaging on the backyard cricket
stories
and what's been happening and the like. And there was one that said, look, as kids, we used to play cricket out on the road at the... Oh, I lost that. It just refreshed. What happened there? Lost it. Gone.
I will get that story back then. In a minute when you find it.
No, but when you cross the line, you yell out
here
Kevin.
It is. Yeah. He said, instead of running across the line, instead of crease, you used to yell out Kevin. That brought back a great memory. I love that.
And people hanging towels on the line as fielders.
I love that one as well.
If you hit them, you're out the hills hoist.
Yeah, and that's something we never had in our backyard. So I'm disappointed I didn't know that. Thanks, Tony. He said, we used to have towels on the line as fieldsmen.
Oh,
a great line.
Hello, Mike.
G'day, fellas. 2 points if I can. If I could start off with recommending to the listeners that might have been at work today when Cornsey was interviewing the great Shane Gould. If you can get it up,
Great interview.
Listen to it. It was radio at its best. Fantastic stuff.
Well
Absolutely. If you can, drag it up, fellas.
Yeah, just got to go to the 5AA app. You
The
can get
5AA app?
5AA app. You can go and find it on there.
Well done,
Yeah,
Mike.
bloody fantastic. Absolutely terrific. Coming back to the backyard stuff, nobody's mentioned the golden rule yet.
What?
Over the fence was out.
Yes, we mentioned
And
that.
if you did, if you were the perpetrator, you had to go and get it.
Correct. That's a great rule, Mike. That's a great rule because
You hit it, you get it.
Yeah, you hit it, you get it. Right.
You hit it, you get it.
Spot
And
on.
if you had a nasty dog next door, you had to negotiate that as well.
Now, that is a really good call, Mike. I remember we had a boxer dog at the back of us, right?
Mm.
And if you hit it over that fence, we just say it's a lost ball. You're not going over there because the dog would absolutely maul you. No dramas whatsoever. Our eldest brother came home and Michael, didn't play a lot of sport, but he decided he was going to join in the backyard cricket. Anyway, he hit it over the back fence to the boxer, And we said, oh, well, that's a lost ball. He said, why? And we said, well, the dog will maul you, And he goes, nah, it won't, all the rest of it. So anyway, he hops over, jumps, grabs the ball. We're watching with, great anticipation. He throws it back. And then he said, see? And then the dog bolted out of the shed. Yes, run. I've never seen a man. He would have won the
white of
Olympic
his eyes.
high jump. He hit, because we had the old Gal fence. He
fence.
hit the fence and absolutely cleared it with one leap. Over he came.
What?
It was a magnificent leap. It was incredible. Stuff you'd only see in the Olympic Games. He landed. The adrenaline is running. We're all laughing our heads off. And then he looked at his hands and he cut in, the galv, the shape of the galv on both hands. It was an absolute cracker. But I've never seen anybody leap a fence like it in my life.
See,
they were the days.
Wow.
Got to beat the dog.
Yeah, that is true backyard cricket right there.
Sensational stuff.
All right, we'll keep taking your calls very shortly. We have Adelaide Giants star Rickson Wingrove not too far away on the other side of the news, and we'll also talk to South Australian bowler Brendan Doggett, South Australia with a draw against WA in the Shield, and they're not too bad this season.
The 5AA Sports Show with Rowey and Timmy G.
The 5AA Player app is the most listened to radio app in Adelaide. And with good reason. You can listen to 5AA anytime, anywhere at the touch of a button. With the 5AA Player app, you'll hear every word clear as a bell.
Stream 5AA in crystal clear sound at the touch of a button, wherever you are.
Download it now from the App Store.
The 5AA Player.
I've always loved Binge, but Binge hasn't always loved me. Until now. Binge now has live sport. Of course, it still has all the stuff I loved before.
Welcome to the White Lotus.
Blockbuster movies, the best new shows,
His codename's Jackal.
and all my old faves.
Live from New York, it's Saturday night.
Just now, it has news and live sport too, with no ad breaks during play.
Live sport kicks off November 30, right here on Binge.
Get ready for this!
Binge, it all happens here.
Beaumont's Black Friday deals are unbeatable. Hybrid flooring cleared up to 25% off. Beaumont bargains from $19.95. Clearance tiles online up to 70% off. Beaumont's in-store and online. Unbeatable. T's and C's apply.
Hello, Cherry. I'm listening. Black Friday is on now at Southern Cherry. Every vehicle purchase comes with a gift card valued at up to $2,000. Ends November 30. Don't miss out.
What's on your bucket list? Cruising around the world? Doing a hot lap around Bathurst? Learning how to play drums? Before you plan a bucket list, plan your will with Donlan Lawyers. A will, power of attorney and advanced care directive speak for you when you can't. It means you and your loved ones will be taken care of. Visit donlanlawyers.com. Put it on your bucket list. Hindmarsh Square, Adelaide and Ocean Street, Victor Harbour.
Are you on the hunt for Adelaide's freshest eggs, collected from a family farm every morning? Do you seek the finest produce, along with the widest selection of Dutch products in Adelaide? Your search ends here, at the Fresh Egg Shop in Clemzig. Discover a bounty of free-range chicken, duck and quail eggs, alongside an array of other hearty local offerings, such as boiler chickens, KI honey, almonds, homemade jam and biscuits. The Fresh Egg Shop, located at OG Road, Clemzig. Just look for the giant egg.
Chemotherapy, radiotherapy, immunotherapy. Cancer treatment looks different for everyone.
At Lift Cancer Care, our team of dietitians, physios, psychologists and exercise physiologists collaborate closely with your medical team to help you navigate your diagnosis. And we're dedicated to building your physical and mental strength to give you the best possible outcomes. So if you or a loved one are ever struck with a C word, think of the L word first. liftcancercare.com.au.
David Penberthy and Will Goodings, 5AA Breakfast.
In federal parliament today, the social media ban legislation is going to a vote. Some, even on the coalition side, have announced that they won't be supporting the legislation.
I think what we're seeing, particularly after the American election, is there's the sort of libertarian stream of the coalition.
Adelaide's leading breakfast show.
Anything that looks like government intervention on freedom of expression is a red rag to a bull.
Weekdays from 6 a.m. on 5AA. Always Adelaide.
Online, on DAB Digital Radio and on 1395 AM. Talking Adelaide. This is Adelaide's 5AA.
Partly cloudy tonight, down to 14. A possible late shower tomorrow, 25. With the 6 o'clock news, I'm Mel Usher. Another political retirement was announced in federal parliament today. Simon Birmingham, the South Australian Liberal senator, will bow out at the next election. He's been in parliament for 17 years.
Perhaps it is best to get out before hitting 18 and reaching Senate adulthood, whatever that might look like. When I entered this chamber in May 2007, I was its youngest member at this time. I will leave, thankfully not as its oldest, but as the longest continuously serving of my current coalition colleagues.
He's going into the private sector. Well, the federal government has defended its time in office amid speculation this could be the last sitting day ahead of an election early next year. The opposition using question time to claim Labor has failed on cost of living. But Prime Minister Anthony Albanese says his government has delivered for Australians over the past 2.5 years.
Without our tax cuts, 84% of taxpayers would be worse off. Without our cheaper medicines, Australians would be $1 billion worse off. Without our wage increases, 2.6 million award wage workers would be worse off.
Parents who abuse teachers have been put on notice. It's the subject of new legislation that was introduced to State Parliament today. Education Minister Blair Boyer says it can take different forms.
It can range from things like swearing at teachers, physical intimidation, actual violence, harassment. The big growth, though, I think we have seen is online. Parents using online forums, whether it's Facebook or Instagram, to really go after individual teachers and principals and attack them.
The new laws will enable a principal to bar a person from coming within 25 metres of a school or preschool's boundary. A popular eastern suburbs cake maker has shut up shop. Heidelberg Cakes at Stepney has gone into liquidation. That leaves 15 people out of work. It had been in business for more than 30 years. The consumer watchdog is launching legal action against a flight booking website accusing it of misleading customers. The ACCC says Webjet left out details about compulsory fees when advertising flights. The site is also accused of slugging passengers with extra payments after they'd booked. The ACCC's Gina Cass-Gottlieb says it's crucial companies are truthful.
We know that consumers are looking for low prices. They're looking for value now. And so it is absolutely critical that these are truthful, properly communicated prices.
Actor Barry Keoghan will play Ringo Starr in a new biopic about the Beatles drummer. Ringo Starr himself confirming the casting news. Keoghan starred in Saltburn and the Banshees of Inisherin. Now turning to 5AA Sport.
Visit Sports Card World for Christmas gift ideas, including the latest sports cards and gaming cards. Regent Arcade.
Port Adelaide has signed Rome Burgoyne to play for its Sandful side in 2025. The 18-year-old joins the club from Woodville West Torrens. Burgoyne is a familiar surname at Alberton. He's the brother of current player Jace and son of Premiership player Peter. A new AFLW club membership record has been set in 2024. It's 76,356. The grand final will be played this weekend. It's North Melbourne v Brisbane. Well, local golfers are on top of the men's and women's leaderboards after the opening round of the Australian Open in Melbourne. More from Jordan Tunbridge.
Lucas Herbert has made a blistering start to the Australian Open, being played at the Victoria and Kingston Heath golf clubs. The 28-year-old from Bendigo surging to the top of the leaderboard after making an eagle on his last hole at Victoria. He finished with an 8-under par 63 to sit one shot clear of Japan's Rintaro Nakano and American Riggs Johnson. Pre-tournament favourite Cameron Smith made 6 birdies in a row during his round to sit 2 shots off the pace. A Victorian also leads the women's competition, Sue Oh, and a South Korean amateur 1 shot clear of Hannah Green.
Now checking FIVEAA traffic.
The buttery new toffee nut flavoured iced latte has arrived at McCafe. Try it today for a limited time.
At Crowfoot's West, to break down the freeway down track near the tunnels. Ranella, debris on the road, Main South Road near States Road. Hallicova crash, Lonsdale Road near Patpa Drive, Adabus, Waterman at Linden Park, Port Rice Road near Sturdy Street. Camera tonight, Sheriff's Road, Morford Vale. Black Friday is on now at Harvey Norman Clearance Stores, Marion and Jeb's Cross. Race in for big Black Friday discounts. Run out furniture, bedding, outdoor and more, priced to clear. Adelaide's most accurate traffic on 5AA.
Now the 5AA forecast.
Get the Toyota Forklift Advantage. Visit toyotamaterialhandling.com.au.
Down to 14 tonight, partly cloudy. A possible late shower for your Friday, 25. Saturday, a shower or two, 25. Sunday, partly cloudy, 26. Right now, it's 19 degrees. Now let's check what's happening on 9 News tonight.
Thank you, I'm Brenton Raglas. Tonight, a reckless driver on the run after slamming into buildings in Blackwood. The plan to protect teachers from abusive parents with strict new bans. And Test newcomer Nathan McSweeney speaks exclusively to 9 News ahead of the Adelaide Test. And don't worry, you haven't missed the news. Start over on 9 now as soon as you're home.
Streaming live via the 5AA Player app on DAB Digital Radio and on 1395 AM. This is 5AA, always Adelaide.
Everyday items locked in at low prices for longer. There's more ways than ever to save at Foodland.
The 5AA Sports Show, Rowey and Timmy G.
Yeah, it's 6 minutes after 5. Coming up soon at 6:30 tonight, Stefan Mork with the World Game. Brendan Doggett's going to join us from the South Australian cricket team. But right now, let's get to this man.
Wingrove to right field. Moving back is Katsumata. It's at the wall. Walk off Wingrove.
Yeah, we've seen this picture before. This man is outstanding. He joins us now, the Adelaide Giants left-hand bat, Rickson Wingrove. How are you, mate?
Good, mate. How we doing, boys?
What a great moment that was.
Yeah, it's not the first rodeo, but
all due credit.
But it was so good to see, and just a great moment. You know, that was a great comeback, I think, after round 1.
Yeah, absolutely. A few of us boys were away on international duties and come back, and even the first night we scuffled a bit, but I feel like once that happened, we kind of realised, hey, we're back now, boys. Like, we've won the last 2 years. Let's not forget who we are.
Yeah, exactly, and it came to fruition in the end. Some great moments in all the games too against Canberra, and some of them weren't easy, were they? In the end, I think you got home reasonably well on the Sunday, but they were tight games, some of them.
Oh, absolutely. Canberra this year, they've done a great job in recruiting a lot of new guys and some new faces running that place, and they're going to be a competitive team in the league this year, and it's just good to go out there and win a series.
You hit it out of the screws. The minute you clubbed it, did you know it was going over the fence, Rickson?
I hit one earlier in the game, actually, like truly on the screws, and it went nowhere near it. West Beach can be blowing in most days, and I hit that one and I actually broke my bat on it.
Jeez, that's no good.
You only have wooden bats now, don't you?
Yeah, I mean, you don't swing metal after you're about 15.
Yeah. Oh, God, that was a bloody good hit. Do you feel the team's starting to hit their groove?
Yeah, definitely. It takes that little bit. We didn't have too much preparation heading into it. It takes a bit to realise who you're playing with. Guys getting acclimated with coming to Australia and realising what the league's about. But it's our job as Australians to show them the way and say, hey, follow us, we got you.
Hey, some other great moments I'll mention. Liam Spencer's catch. That was outstanding. I can't remember which game it was, but it was just full on. He was horizontal. The mitt goes out. What a magnificent catch that was.
Definitely. It was definitely specky, but he can play the hell out of defence.
I loved it. Also, I was watching Akiro when he pushed that one to get us to base, and the way he played it, I thought it was almost like a cricket shot. It was just inside third base. That was a great shot.
And he's a sight to see, that guy. He's 6'8" and can play any style of baseball you've ever seen. Plays the Japanese way, and you don't really see too many guys play the game the way he does, and man, he's an impressive player.
What do you mean the Japanese way? How's the Japanese way?
Their style over there, it's not as brute, I would say, compared to, we say the American style, and the Japanese are more finesse and push the ball forward type of thing, whereas us in the American style of game is, we try and go up there and do damage on, when we can take our chances, whereas he's more, he's like he's playing cricket innings out there.
It was amazing.
Oh, Bunce went out with button-up boots, Rickson. I'm with you, mate. Hit it over the fence.
You got to go back and see this shot. It was very clever.
Okay.
Very clever shot.
Hey, rematch from last season's grand final. We got Perth.
Yep. They're heading over to us tomorrow, and we start tomorrow night. So, it'll be good. They're always reliable. We've got good Australian players on our national team, and hopefully, as always, we win a series at home against them.
I tell you what, it's going to be a big weekend, and I reckon we've got some nice weather coming for it as well. So Friday night is tradie night, brought to you by Master Builders. I like that. Now, Saturday night, you just mentioned this, Japan night. So that's perhaps, do you play a bit different on Japan night and play their style?
I think we'll just let the boys take care of that. We've got 3 of the Tokyo Giants boys, so we'll let them play their style and we'll play ours.
Excellent.
But trading night tomorrow night's pretty cool. We're in the high-vis jerseys. Cool tradies out there.
That's
How
cool.
good is that?
That will be brilliant.
I love it. What about Sunday? Retro day.
Okay.
Sunday's always just a little throwback for the oldies,
Oh, like us oldies. I like it.
Well, Japanese day would be good. That you'd get good food that day. Bit of sushi, Rickson.
I'm hoping we do.
He's desperate for it.
Well done, mate. Look, a great hit. Yeah, there's plenty more. As you said, it's not your first rodeo. Left-hand bat, bang, over the fence. Point to it, it's gone. We got Perth. A great grand final series last year. We've got the rematch.
That was awesome.
All the best, Rickson. Let's get a big
Appreciate
crowd there.
Mate. Hopefully chat to you boys soon after we win another.
Absolutely, good man. Thanks very much. Rickson Wingrove, of course, Adelaide Giant, and, back-to-back champions they are. They're going for 3-peat, and I just love the belief they've got on that side. And I tell you, it's an entertaining night out.
Oh, it's
if you
fantastic.
want to take the kids or whatever, they have, Sundays are probably the best day for taking the family, but you've got Saturday. They've got 4 o'clock game and a 7 o'clock game, so they're 2 different nights. You can choose whatever time, but Friday night, tradie night, get your high vis ready. Beauty.
I wonder when Rickson was young, he played backyard cricket because over the fence is good.
Yeah, he'd have to go and fetch his own ball.
He'd have to fetch his own quite a lot,
He'd broke his own bat.
Yeah, that's it. Well, we've got tickets for you and 3 mates to get to this Adelaide Giants action on the weekend. Of course, tickets to the Saturday, which is Japan night, so it's going to be a lot of fun. If you want to head along, call in now, 8223 0055 as we take on the Perth Heat on the weekend at West Beach. 12 minutes after 6, we have Brennan Doggett from the South Australian cricket team next.
The 5AA Sports Show with Rowey and Timmy G.
Looking to transform your home's outdoor space? Create your dream backyard with Australian Outdoor Living's exclusive pergola and custom outdoor blinds package. 5AA's Variety Radiothon is on this Friday, giving you the chance to bid on a fully installed custom pergola and outdoor blinds package valued at $30,000, with all proceeds going to our friends at Variety, the children's charity. Visit 5AA.com.au. All thanks to Australian Outdoor Living, Variety SA and 5AA. Always Adelaide.
Baby, here I am, I'm a man on the scene.
Kia's most awarded SUV just got better with the refined 7-seat Kia Sorento. Now with a dual 12.3-inch panoramic display and Kia Connect technology. The Kia Sorento. Visit kia.com.au to find out more.
Kia. Movement that inspires.
Beaumont's Black Friday deals are unbeatable. 44% off Aussie-made specials. Hybrid flooring cleared up to 25% off. Overseas tiles from $17.95. Beaumont's in-store and online. Unbeatable. T's and C's apply.
Today I'm talking to Tracy, who is one of Arbor Vitae's many happy customers. Hi, Tracy.
Hello, Lee.
Tracy, when did you start taking Arbor Vitae and what for?
I'm a cake maker by trade and suffered with sore hands for years, which is a common issue for my fellow bakers. They know how debilitating it is. A friend suggested I tried Arbor Vitae, and I can't believe how well it's worked for me.
And what benefits have you noticed about Arbor Vitae?
It was after my second bottle that I noticed the difference. My pain has all but disappeared. It's like a magic potion. I'm able to work with no pain. No stretch of the truth. It's worked so well for me.
Well, it's wonderful how much of a positive impact Arbor Vitae's had on your life. Thank you for your time, Tracy. Arbor Vitae is an anti-inflammatory supplement and it's now on sale at Chemist Warehouse, Australia's cheapest chemist. So now you know where to go for a great price. Chemist Warehouse. For more information, visit arborvitae.com.au. And remember, always read the label and follow the directions for use.
Better luck next year, guys.
We stink. No, we don't. We just need better players.
Pull up stumps and head to Sip and Save. Turn a loss into a win with your teammates' favourites, including Hahn Super Dry 30-pack cans for $59.99 and Corona Extra 2x12 packs for $56.99. Plus 1 litre bottles of Jack Daniel's Tennessee Whiskey or Jameson Irish Whiskey at just $69.99. You can expect more from Sip and Save. More deals, more range, more service. Prices may vary in country areas.
Sip and Save.
There's more in store.
NRG Solar knows that solar isn't just about panels. It's about future-proofing. Start your journey to self-sufficiency today. Be the visionary. Take charge. NRG Solar's new warehouse is fully stocked with a stunning range of wholesale solar and battery equipment. See it for yourself. Discover the power of solar at NRG Solar. Call 1300 858 160 or visit nrgsolar.com.au and make tomorrow brighter. That's nrgsolar.com.au.
Bang, 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 bang.
With KFC's $9.95 pack lunch, you can lunch a lot. Score a double tender burger, chips, potato and gravy, plus a drink. Get more bang for your bucket every day at KFC. Not available on delivery.
Bang, 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 bang.
Everyday items locked in at low prices for longer. There's more ways than ever to save at Foodland.
The 5AA Sport Show, Rowey and Timmy G.
16 minutes after 6, the World Game with Stefan Mork is not too far away, starting from 6:30 tonight. Lots to delve into. Unite round on the weekend, our Reds with another win, of course, and everything else happening around the world in soccer.
How good are the backyard cricket stories?
Loving them. Absolutely loving them at the moment, and
because they just take you back.
Oh, that's right. They take you back to your childhood, really,
Yeah.
and you know, and Christmas days. I think a lot of families
Everyone,
had a roll of the arm and a hit of the bat.
It was our tradition.
It was Christmas Day, you know.
Yeah.
So, and I think a lot of people, and everybody had to play. Like, it didn't matter whether you were 2 years old or 200 years old. You're playing, you know.
The Rose versus the Randoms. Have I ever told you the story about Jimmy Christmas Day? When
Yeah, you have. We're still getting messages. Yeah.
Are we?
You know, what I love about this, and Sammy sent this great photo, and he said, our backyard, actually, it's our front yard, cricket pitch down at the shack, it's the beach. You know,
that's
it's fantastic. That's the sort of stuff.
Beach
you
cricket's
just like.
another yarn.
Beach cricket's another yarn. Playing beach cricket. We used to, so David Hutton, you'd know David Hutton, played obviously with me in the Maggies in the 90s and 80s, and his father, which a lot of people don't know, was Dean Hutton, the Curiosity Show.
Oh, yes.
So, you know, the Curiosity Show.
They lived down on the beach at Tennyson.
And they lived at and they had the house there was of an era back in the time, but out the front was this whole massive grass lawned area before you hit the dunes, and it had a slight slant, so it was sort of beachside slant, if you like, heading down towards and you had no problems with an outswinger. Put it that way. When you bowled it and hit the edge.
Well, when you got the sea breeze, you got everything going
come
for you.
outside, it was amazing. So it was really good.
You wouldn't want to slash outside off stump.
If you hit it over you couldn't find it in the because it was all the mangroves first before you got to the dunes.
Okay.
It was lost ball.
This one here on the text line, no one's put a name to it, but said, and this brings up other memories, I'm sure, for everyone, is they used to play cricket after tea at the Wallaroo Caravan Park, and kids would come from everywhere. They'd blocked off the road in the park, and cars soon learnt not to drive down there because it was just too many people playing cricket on this little strip of road.
They dominated it. They absolutely loved it. Yeah.
Caravan parks were a great place for that.
Oh, weren't they? And that was one
Not
thing.
enough room, but
Well,
I just don't want to hit the little tents and stuff around.
you could play French cricket. Remember French cricket?
French cricket's another thing. Yeah. You
Wonder what was called French
We used to
between
hold
your
the
legs.
bat between your legs, and
Yeah,
if
and
they
you
hit
used-
your legs, you're out.
You're out,
Yeah.
yeah.
You could get one hand, one bounce. Jeez, that's another version of cricket I'd forgotten about. The other thing is, sometimes couldn't afford a bat. I used to make my own bats.
Did
the
you?
back, get a bit of timber, carve it up.
Serious?
Oh yeah, make my own bat.
Did you have a lathe?
The old man did, but I wasn't allowed to use it.
Okay.
Yeah, so I just did it
Make your own
by
bats.
hand, file it around, all the rest of it, one piece. Mate, for a tennis ball, it was no dramas.
Nah.
Yeah, easy. Do that.
What was the
On
Sir
bed.
Donald Bradman story? He used to hit a golf ball against a rainwater tank
with a stump.
With a stump.
And I saw the vision of it, because you couldn't believe it unless you've seen it. But it was amazing.
Who's given it a go? It's so hard.
That's called hand-eye coordination.
Incredibly hard.
We all tried it.
Yeah. That is one of the toughest skills you could ever have.
I don't know that I ever returned it.
No.
I reckon I got the one. That's about
My
it.
brother used to put a kookaburra, proper cricket ball in a stocking and hang it from the pergola and just hit it, knock his bat in, hit it.
I think that they used to tell kids to do that.
Did they?
Just to practice pushing
The
it
blocking,
through. And
yeah.
So
Tennis-
I reckon they used to do that.
Cricket ball in the stocking.
Because I've seen that in a lot of houses.
Okay, there you go.
Well
Memories
played.
again. Well, we drew. That's we being South Australia against WA in a Shield game. Look, it was rain affected, but still, we drew. We were in all sorts, but we bounced back. Brendan Doggett is our seamer who got I reckon he got a fiver. Bob brilliantly. Brendan, welcome.
Michelle, he got.
Thanks for having me.
Michelle Pfeiffer, mate.
Yeah, I'll take it. Yeah, wasn't my prettiest one, but never turned one of them down.
How dare you say Michelle Pfeiffer's not pretty? Pfeiffer. Brendan, please.
Tell us why it wasn't your prettiest, Brendan. Tell us about it.
Oh, as a fast bowler, you probably prefer the stumps to be in play and nice fast out swingers, but majority of them were short balls. Bowling to the long boundary of the bumper field. So, like I said, they'll take it.
How did you see the match?
Yeah, it was interesting, obviously, especially with the pink ball. Like, not many of us have had much experience with that, so it was interesting to see how that one played out. And then, obviously, rain affected on day 1 and day 4. So, we were lucky to hang on for a draw there and probably saved by the rain on day 4. But all in all, I think we showed some really positive signs with bat and ball, but some areas for improvement, definitely.
Yeah, some absolute highlights. Yours was, and our open batsman, old Hunty, he keeps getting amongst the runs.
Yeah, he's back. Hopefully, yeah, he was looking really sharp. Obviously,
Good.
they've got one of the better bowling attacks getting around with Lance Morris, George, and Joel Paris. So they've all got their own unique skill set, those blokes. And Hunty really stood up and played a vital innings for us.
Yeah. Our skipper stand-in, Ben Manenti, had a great Shield game. He seems to have taken like a duck to water the captaincy.
Yeah, Captain Grumpy, we call him. He's a bit different to having Nathan McSweeney around. But, plenty of teapots from him in the slips. And if you bowl a bad ball, you look straight over to him and he'll let you know.
I love it.
Nah, he's great. He's an ultra competitor and he just wants us to win. That's his main task. So, he's doing a great job.
Everybody has to sort of chip in when things, sometimes don't go right. And it seemed like it was sort of shared around between bat and ball. And in the second dig, we had to hang in there. And Jake Lehman did a great job. Harry Nielsen did a great job. So they're important innings when you're trying to hang on for that draw.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, like I said, we had 6 ducks in our first innings. Scraped our way to 250 odd, which allowed us to try and save the game, I guess, in the second innings with both bat and ball. And like I said, Lemo scored quite a quick 50 there, and then Scotty hung in with Harry Nielsen and Ben Manenti at the end there to save the draw.
Hey, 6 ducks with 4 of them golden ducks.
Yeah, I'm included in that.
Yeah, that's why I mentioned
so we had three in a row, and then I topped it off at the end there with the last wicket.
Oh, yeah, but yours was unplayable, mate. It was a hell of a peach. That would have to be... That would have to be sixth. That'd have to be some sort of a record.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, look, it's not a record.
Look it
you
up.
want.
No, I know.
Let's not look it up.
I was part of the Sydney Thunders when we got bowled out for 15 against Adelaide Strikers, so I don't need another record.
That's right.
I saw that night.
hang on.
Yeah, that was an incredible night. I was in the front bar of a pub.
Couldn't believe it.
And the pub
funny
just,
that.
they all just they all just shut up because it was Christmas time, near Christmas, and there was all these Christmas shows, and all these blokes just shut up and watched the game. They couldn't believe it. So didn't know you were on the bad side of that.
Brendan.
Well, I did top score in it with 4 runs. So
That's good.
And that was a thick outside edge straight over the keeper's head too, I bet.
Oh, well done,
hey,
mate.
there's a common theme to this.
Inside edge.
Oh, what was
Inside
it?
edge.
Oh, that's magnificent. Now, when's our next Shield game?
Oh, classic.
So we head down to
Hobart. Yep.
To Hobart, yeah. We fly out on Wednesday. I think the game starts next Friday. So
Okay.
that's an important one for us. I think if we get a win there, we probably secure a top 2 for the break in the BBL. So that'll set us up for a big 4 games post Christmas. And yeah, we're definitely eyeing off that Shield final spot. We feel like we've got a good enough side, and we've been working really hard, and everything's sort of tracking towards us getting a spot there, which would be nice.
Excellent. We've been talking backyard cricket all night, Brendan, about our memories of it, different rules.
Yep.
Rowey had different rules to me. We said if you hit it over the fence, no 6. You just have to get it and you're out, and that really deterred people hitting it over the fence. And some people said if you hit it in Nana's flower bed, you got out and all the rest of it.
Run.
Did you play backyard cricket, and did you have any special rules with your mates? Or
Yeah, absolutely. I played it with my brother. In summer, it was every day really. But yeah, it was always 6 and out.
Yeah.
Never. We're both bowlers, so you could never be out first ball. Was our important rule.
Yes, that's a good one.
And then there were a few things around the house that if you hit them, that was automatically out. That was Mum's rules, and Dad's rules were no dints in the fence. So if there was a dint in the fence, then we're out as well.
Oh, well done.
I love it, mate. Hey, well done. Congratulations. Let's get a win down there in Tassie and have a bit of a break and come back and get that Shield final.
Absolutely.
Well done, mate.
Thanks,
Congratulations on your fifer. That was Brendan Doggett, South Australian cricketer, doing a good job for us.
Outstanding work. Tomorrow is Radiothon, so make sure you're listening to Dave and Will from the first thing in the morning, and all the way throughout the day we'll be outside the Coopers spot at the Adelaide Airport from 4 o'clock. We look forward to your company then. Of course, right up next, it's the World Game with Stephen Mork.
Rowey and Timmy G on the 5AA Sports Show. David Penberthy and Will Goodings.